purity. And so if you're taking a daguerreotype and using silver backing for your flash, things like vampires are not going to show up. And depending on the lunar phase, who knows what that'll do to a werewolf.
Indeed. Well, and from my perspective, the thing, because this has come up in conversations that I've had in the past, because that's just the kind of person I am, apparently, that because of the way that daguerreotype photography worked, that whether or not vampires in your cosmology cast no reflection, daguerreotypes do actively work off of the principle of mirrors and reflection. Later, photographic film, as we understand it, does not. But old school daguerreotypes explicitly mirror an image as though you would by looking in a mirror, and as such, vampires may not appear.
But that's also why mirrors did not reflect vampires, is because mirrors were originally backed with silver. So modern mirrors, a vampire might show up in because they're probably backed with shiny plastic.
It also kind of depends a little bit on like what the reasoning is in your cosmology for vampires not casting a reflection, getting into the whole idea of like turning mirrors away from the dead because the soul will escape and vampires have no soul, so they don't show up in mirrors.
So I see that we're live. Welcome to Live from the Apocalypse, also known as the sort of sidebar channel. We just talk about stuff sometimes.
JD picking up all sorts of deplorable habits from Malchus.
You will learn so many silly things here, I promise. So without further ado, we are live from the Apocalypse. We are a not-for-profit TTRPG studio making actual play content in the forms of streams and podcasts to raise money for nonprofits, aid organizations, and progressive causes. We're currently raising money for the First Nations Development Institute, an amazing nonprofit working to restore economic independence to indigenous communities across the United States of America. We ask if you like what you see here to take the $5 or $6, whatever you can spare, no expectation, and donate that directly to the First Nations Development Institute instead of giving it to us. And you can do that by hitting !donate in the chat. The bot will post a link, and you can make the McElroy brothers yell at us and interrupt whatever dramatic and important scene is going on. Now, the only person who will initially hear that is JD, so I encourage you to do that in scenes where JD is doing something particularly dramatic, just to see the look on his face.
Please do.
I love you, buddy.
No, please.
Going on further, speaking of donations, if you do choose to donate, a $15 donation will allow you to give a player of your choice +1 forward. A $20 donation will allow you to give the player of your choice -1 to their next roll. It always costs more to be mean, even in Urban Shadows. Also, if you donate $25, you can force your poor GM, myself, to run this game in a silly voice for 60 seconds. You will not find a deal like this anywhere else. And now, let's introduce our players. Ordinarily, we would be beginning with the wonderful and amazing Amber. Unfortunately, they were called away at the absolute last minute. They are incandescent with rage. But we will be bringing them in hopefully next session. So everybody, clap your hands for Amber.
Yeah, just fucking rip it, baby.
We will move on to
that down, dude.
Bedlam.
Yeah,
Please
dude.
introduce
one
yourself.
For the big boy.
Oh, wonderful. What was this donation that we just got here?
It was. Incredible
Fantastic.
donation.
Well, thank you very much.
What was the name on it? It looked long. I couldn't see it.
I could not process.
Okay, cool. I'm sure there's a way to see. Drugs.
Okay.
Bedlam, tell us all about yourself. Yourself
well,
and...
so I am Bedlam. I'm going to be playing Jerome Nears, who is a tainted from the court of addiction. And he's under a lot of pressure from his home and organization to find and bring souls into to addiction. So yeah, get to know him a little bit more.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Next, we have Brendan, not first up this time.
Yes, that is me. I, Brendan, still somehow not ready for this, even though I'm not first. I am a player on this here game playing Sefer, the vessel. They, them pronouns for Sefer, he, him pronouns for moi. Sefer is what does the blurb say? A misbegotten, vat-grown chimera, animated by illegal alchemy, and also they're kind of just going through some stuff, man. It's tough. It's tough being a teenage Frankenstein, is what I'm saying. When I'm not doing this, I also play Alex Sandowski, aka Victory, over on Academy H, our Masks actual play podcast. Not going to comment on whether Alex has more or fewer issues than Sefer. And I also run Missing Numbers, our Eldritch Horror Pokemon sports anime thing, every other Tuesday. And then other than that, I sometimes do games for monies. If you would like to learn more about me doing a game for you for monies that are quite good, I am told, you can email me at creative.catacombs@gmail.com. And I think that is all of the things for me. Take the camera off me, please. I think you're muted, Della.
I do that all the time. I apologize. That is going to keep happening, I promise. Moving on in alphabetical order, this is now JD.
Sorry that I was a little distracted. Doing tech has my mind in two places right this second, but hi, I am here. I am JD. In this game, I am playing Soren Augustin, who is an actual saint. Unfortunately, Urban Shadows doesn't have a playbook for a saint, so we tragically had to go with the Revenant. The only reason. Nothing else to see there. It's fine. He is incredibly well adjusted. He has been blessed by God to be resurrected and to perform miracles. And he has a very good friend who is a beautiful white fox. He's doing great. Everything's fine. Other than here, you can, find me here all of the time because I am in like every single game that Live from the Apocalypse does. You can find me later today GMing a Season of Secrets and Shadows, our Regency Monster Hearts game. You can also find me in Academy H, as well as Class Reunion, and some other things that I cannot yet share, but are coming up soon. I think that is it for me for now.
And last but certainly not least, Katie.
Oh, there we go. Hi, everybody. I'm Katie, and you can find me on Twitter at pager2266. I am currently not in any. Oh, am I? No. Yes, I am. I'm currently in another game over with. Shoot, I forget what it is. It's okay. And today I'll be playing Penny Grimbley, who is 15 and 3/4-year-old junior Miss Youth Leader for the Meadow Lane Congregation Youth Outreach Program. And maybe she's recently been having a couple of nightmares. It's just a few. And it's fine. It's going to stop soon. And everything's going to be fine about it.
We are certain that that is true. All right. Now, we move on to the world of Thy Kingdom Come. First, a brief history lesson for those of you who might not have been paying attention in your own history classes. I understand they're not always taught to the standard that we would like. But in the mid-1800s, the newly vested Archon Augustine discovered that several key members of the Holy Church were, in fact, vampires. Now, rather than follow tradition and, frankly, treaty and handle this matter internally within the church, the Archon dragged a prominent and popular archbishop into the center of St. Peter's Square at noon and let him burn in front of God and everyone. Similarly, breaking with tradition, the vampires responded first by burning down the Archon's palace, killing everyone inside, and then calling a press conference about it, in one stroke revealing the entire supernatural world to everyone. Vampires, werewolves, homunculi, demons, fairies, and worse were suddenly out in the world again. This could not stand. Humanity was done being preyed upon. So the church led a massive, nearly worldwide mobilization of forces against the supernatural, and won. The Grimm Convention, signed in New Amsterdam in 1944, ended the Last Crusade and provided a series of strictures and guidelines by which supernatural communities were expected to live. In America, each state has broad leeway over how they interpret these guidelines. Our story begins in Maryland, where the supernatural is given a great deal more freedom than in other regions of the world. At least, for now. As we begin, we move to a pleasant, leafy suburb. It is a little bit into the school year, so it's probably around early October. So the leaves are starting to fall from the trees, things are starting to turn colors. It's really quite pleasant. There's a little hint of crisp fall in the air. And we're going to begin with, uh, let's see, Penny. Penny, to start off, Katie, I would
Mhm.
like you to begin with telling me a fact about the world in which Penny lives.
Yeah. So Penny is incredibly invested in the Meadow Lane congregation. It is her community. These are her people. She grew up there. She has such deep ties with them. And she is very, very pleased with the fact that recently, under the guidance of Father Franklin, they have begun to push more to extend their youth outreach program. And they have decided to incorporate Penny into that. Um, and that extension of it is manifesting in some butting up against some of the local high school groups. I think there's a lot of backlash with this. High school kids not wanting to go to church. Strange.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't be me.
Couldn't be.
Insane. I don't know what high schooler would want to do more on a Sunday morning or a Saturday night than listen to high church liturgy. That's
Mhm.
obviously what everyone's about when they're
We're
16.
getting real deep connections to Jesus.
Yes. Um, Penny, we are also going to be doing a sort of woven into this an urban shadows thing, which is to talk about what rumors there are circulating. This begins by you telling me first, which of the PCs do you trust the least?
Yeah. So Penny distrusts Imogen the least right now.
Trust
Um,
Imogen the least.
yes. Yeah, trust Imogen the least. Because Penny has heard about her father's exile from the church. And under questionable circumstances. Admittedly, Penny does not actually know very much outside of the fact that he was, exiled. But boy, oh boy, are there rumors about it.
Yes. Can you first, now you may mark power on your character sheet. What rumors have you heard about why he was exiled, excommunicated? Have you heard any particularly juicy rumors?
Yes. Yes. I heard that he was excommunicated because he was digging into some of the backgrounds of the local church leaders, including and not limited to Father Franklin.
Not Father
And you
Franklin.
must not
surely.
question authority.
Couldn't do that. Couldn't do that.
Couldn't do that. Rude, honestly.
Honestly, very rude. Okay. Thank you very much. And now I believe, as the Oracle, you have a session move.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, would you
go ahead.
please roll foretellings for me?
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Oh, okay. It's a 5.
Oh, cool. So, fun thing about
Okay.
Urban Shadows, unlike Masks, which is despite the way Will Malkus runs it, is actually a much more friendly system than Urban Shadows. Urban Shadows does not give you experience points when you fail a roll. Bad things just happen to you.
Boo.
We hate it.
Penny, what does your morning look like? It's sort of it's a it's the first day of this after school program that you're going to be going to, but it's this afternoon that you're basically going to have to do now, like every Wednesday. I'm sorry, no, you get to go. You get to go to this fantastic after school youth program for the supernatural. And you are going to get to be one of the few non supernatural people there. Isn't it great?
I can't wait to be a role model.
You're going to be such a good role model. What does your morning look like? What are you up to?
Right. We wake up, we immediately brush teeth, floss. Oh, wait, sorry. You got to take out your retainer first. And then you brush teeth and then you floss. Okay. You get yourself all dressed for the day and then you go and you take care of, you got to wake up Pork Chop because he's not waking up on his own. He does not wake himself up. So I'm going to walk all the way upstairs from my basement, wake all the kids up. I got to get Kibo changed and get him ready. And I think the whole time my mom's like, Penny, just go. Penny, stop.
Yeah. Your mother is like, no, Penny, I've got Kibo. Can you
Bob, I can help. Bob, just give it to me. I'm really good at it.
I know you're good at it. Can you go make sure that Dandelion hasn't done that thing? You know, the thing where he like
I got it, Mom. I got it.
Okay. So you go downstairs to make sure that Dandelion has not found a way to put some kind of fairy lock on the cupboard above the fridge where your mom keeps the snacks, which they like to do. And as you're there, you manage to prevent them from doing that in time, and they take their little teacup and they look at you, that imperious look that they always do. They say, "You have won this time." and they
I'm
drift
sorry.
away. Dandelion is 10. And you're sort of in the kitchen getting yourself a glass of water, and you look up and you catch your reflection in the window that's like right behind the sink, that sort of leads out, looks out into your backyard, which is ever since Kibo, the werewolf puppy, came to be fostered at your parents' house. It has been completely dug up. Like this child just loves digging, and so it's completely tore up. But you catch a glimpse of your own reflection, and there's a moment, and you're not sure if you feel pride or or disappointment, or like maybe a weird mix of both, but you like suddenly you look a lot like your mom. You see yourself in the mirror and you just like, oh wow, I see it. Everybody tells me I'm my mother's daughter, but I like see it. And then you realize that no, you're not just seeing your reflection, you're seeing your mom. You look behind you, she's not there. And you blink and you see it's clearly your mother. It's your mother's face looking at you from the mirror, looking at you with panic and fear in her eyes. And you see her uh, uh, mouthing words, and you see her say the word run. And she pushes her hands forward, and you see her fall back, and she is engulfed in flames. That's how your morning starts.
Penny's gonna pass out.
Fully passes out in the kitchen.
Fully pass out.
I like to picture that they literally just kind of just like beanpole straight backwards.
Yeah.
That's a hard
100%.
Hard way to hit the floor.
Just a full on timber.
Penny, you need to stop doing this, Penny.
I cannot help it.
Take your iron supplements. Your mom's getting really worried. She's going to make you do blood work.
I really need to take my iron supplements. I'm so sorry.
Soren, I think upstairs you probably hear that. You definitely hear Dandelion go, "Oh no! Oh shit! Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to swear. Somebody, what has your morning looked like thus far?" Though before we get into your morning, actually, why don't you give me your fact about Soren's world?
Yes, I would love to. So, a fact about Soren's world is that over the past few months that he has been in Maryland, a number of his followers from Florida have started following him up. And I don't know if I'm allowed to throw this piece in, but I think there is a rumor that the followers are developing a bit of a cult to Soren as they are amassing.
Interesting. Who, JD, do you trust the least?
I think it's a little hard because Soren doesn't know a lot of the others that well and is still gathering information about them.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Sefer is the one that he trusts the least because Sefer is a bit frightening to look at. Not that Soren would ever judge.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's heard rumors that they can be violent. And after Soren's own experience not so long ago, he does not want to be near anyone who might have a propensity towards violence.
That is upsetting. Yes. So mark wild on your sheet. Also, I just want to check on this. Is it Sefer or
Yeah.
Sefer?
Sefer.
Sefer.
It's Sefer.
Okay.
Okay, cool. All right. Do you have any beginning of session moves?
I do not.
Okay. So, Soren, what does your morning look like? It is a Wednesday. You have gone to school. You have been kind of getting into the swing of things. It no longer completely freaks you out when you see Dandelion levitating or Kibo shapeshift. What does what does your morning look like? What's your morning routine in the Grimpley house?
Soren pretty much starts off all of his mornings in almost identically the same way, which is as the camera finds him, so to speak, we see, first of all, a very bare bones bedroom. This is a room that has absolutely no personal touches attached to it. It would look like a hotel room if it weren't for the fact that there have been so many other foster children here before him, so that it looks lived in and worn in that way. But there are no personal items, no photographs, not even a book by the bedside table. There is basically his belongings, which are all very neatly stored away, including his suitcase and his backpack for school. Nothing is out, nothing is open. You would not even really know that a child lived in this room if you did not look to see were there clothes in the closet. And he is standing in front of what I think is the only actual touch he's brought into the room, which is a full length mirror on the closet door. And he is standing there wearing a pair of black jeans and boots and a binder that covers most of his torso. And he is holding about 6 hangers with shirts in his hand. And he is lifting them up in front of himself and going, "No, that's too flashy." Pulls up the next. "Not flashy enough." The next. "Not enough glitter." The next. "Too much glitter." And he can't seem to make a decision. And after about a minute or two of this, he doesn't look at the bed, but kind of over his shoulder, he just says, "Any thoughts, Zeke? Any recommendations?"
And the little fox sort of has been lying on the bed, sort of flips over, examines you, and says, "The blue brings out your eyes."
And that's something we want, yes?
Yes.
All right, we'll go with the blue.
Excellent decision. Do we have to go again to school?
I mean, yes. I think legally I have to go to school. But also not just legally, I need to go to school so that I can show everyone that I am doing just fine and I can go back home to my parents. If I
Yeah,
don't go to
just
school,
fucking grip it and rip it, baby. Slop that down, dude.
they listen to you, Della.
Dude,
They listen to
crack
you.
one for the
What did they
big boy.
donate? What did they donate? I can't actually see it. How much did they donate?
I could not process that. Once again, I am so sorry that my brain does not work that way.
That pink is so hard to read. Uh anyway, oh, it's $20.
$20.
Thank you for this
Thank you.
$20
Thank you, chat.
donation. So who do you want to have get a -1. The post that in the chat if you want someone to get a -1 to their roll in the future. Zeke looks at you and says, "You do not wish to go home."
Yes, I mean, Zeke, you're right about a lot of things, but you're not right about that. I want to go home. I have to go home.
You have to do very little. And anyway, most of the time when we are lying, it is more interesting than going to school. I do not like it. It smells bad there. Like lots and lots of sock drawers.
I mean, you're not wrong. I'm not a huge fan of that either. It was a lot easier when I was just being homeschooled, honestly.
Their
But
ears
that's
sort of suddenly prick forward, and as you hear a thump downstairs, and then you hear Dandelion yelling, "Oh
uh,
my! Oh shit!"
Soren is immediately running.
You get downstairs, and Penny is on the floor in the kitchen, passed out. Again.
Soren will first of all call for the Grimplies and see if he can check Penny's vitals. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's doing what he's seen on TV. He's trying.
Yeah, Dale. I don't know why I want to call your father Dale.
It's
So
definitely
bad.
not Dale.
Definitely not Dale. I want to call him Dale so bad.
His name is so not Dale.
His name is Reggie.
Reggie.
Reggie. Reggie sort of shows up, says, "Okay, thank you, Soren. Can you go get her a drink of water?"
Of course, yes.
Thank you, thank you. And he sort of gently kind of shakes you awake, gets you a like kind of like picks you up a little bit,
Mhm.
says, "Hey honey, are you
Mhm.
okay?"
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I really need to start taking my iron. I'm so sorry.
This
I'm fine. I'm fine.
this is like the third time this has happened, like in the last 2 weeks, Penny.
Yeah, I know. It's just, maybe I just have a cold or something. Maybe I just, you know what, Dad? Thank you so much. I'm gonna be okay. I'm okay.
I'm
I
making you a doctor's appointment.
Thank you, Dad.
I'm going to make you a doctor's appointment.
Thanks, Daddy.
We're not gonna. Uh,
Sure.
okay, okay.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Okay.
are you okay? Are you okay to go to school? Do you want to stay home?
Dad,
He like does he does the exact same thing your mom does, and he puts the back of his hand on your forehead.
yeah.
Uh,
I'm gonna tell him exactly what I told Bob the last time this happened. You know how sometimes you need a distraction? I feel like school would be a great distraction from the sickness. I'm gonna go. I love
your
school.
mother comes downstairs.
Penny. I don't think that's how that works.
Oh,
Would you like some water?
Listen to him. He's a saint. He knows what he's talking about.
I would, yeah, water would be great.
And Soren hands you the cup.
Mm-hmm. Penny's very careful not to touch Soren at all.
Aww.
Shaking.
Your mother comes into the room holding Kibo, who has like a fistful of her hair, and she's like, "Are you okay? Did you faint again?"
Oh, Mom. And I just get a big hug.
"Oh, hey, sweetie. Hey." She hands Kibo to Reggie and gives you a big hug back. It's like, "Hey, sweetie, are you all right?"
Yeah, I'm so good. I'm
Okay.
so good. Are you okay?
Yes.
I'm gonna
I'm
look up
fine. I'm
her
worried.
face.
Okay. Yeah, I'm worried about you. You're acting a little funny, hon.
No, no, no. If you're okay, I'm okay.
Okay. All right. Well, why don't you go downstairs and get your books together, get ready for school, and we'll make you a doctor's appointment because this is not, you know, this is not probably healthy to be losing consciousness this often.
You are so right. You are so right, Mom. I love you so much. Just
I love you. I love you too.
please be
She like
careful.
she like okay. She like looks at Reggie, who just sort of shrugs. And do you go downstairs to get your books?
Oh, she's right downstairs.
Deborah, never Debbie. Uh, Deborah looks at Reggie and then looks at Soren. And is like, did you see anything? Do you know what happened? What happened here?
No, I just heard the sound of someone falling, and then I heard Dandelion asking for help. And do you is I mean this wasn't happening before. This is just recent.
It's recent. It's pretty recent. Uh, Reggie sort of pauses and looks up and says, "It had started happening before you got here, Soren. So don't you take that on.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. It started happening weeks before you got here."
Okay. I just if me being here is causing more stress for the family, I'm sure there are other options. I mean, I could always go back home. That's an option.
Soren, if it were a problem, we would talk about it. That's what we do.
Okay.
Okay. And but you do got a phone call. You have a phone call with your parents this evening. So, you can talk to them and uh, you know, we'll see. But, thank you for you know, if you can help out, maybe keep an eye on her at school, I'd really appreciate it. I
Of
don't know how many
course.
classes you guys have in. Do you have any classes in common? She's in so
We
many advanced classes that.
we have a couple.
Okay, good. All right. Well, she and Reggie are just sort of very concerned, but they continue getting breakfast together for everybody. So many kicks, so much kicks is being poured into so many bowls, uh, and you guys head off to your bus stop. And the camera now swings away from the Grimpley household, and over just a couple of streets away to a slightly different neighborhood, uh, and over to the Nears house. You were told just a couple of nights ago, Jerome, that you were going to be attending a new after school youth program for supernatural kids, specifically tailored for supernatural kids. What do you think about that?
Um, well, Jerome is he's he's probably okay with it. I'm willing to bet that Penny often kind of calls him and badgers him about stuff, and taking care of himself and things like that. And she's going to be involved with it, so I think he's all right. Like he's all right going to it. Plus, was it his parents that told him he was going to? Like, who ended up telling him?
It was your parents, but they told you that your family patron was the one who made that decision.
Well,
Um,
then yeah,
it
he's all in. He's all in regardless. But he might have a couple reservations about how uncomfortable it might be. It doesn't sound up his alley. So, for some backstory on Jerome, his family's not exactly the typical church going type, right? So, physically, for those who don't know Jerome, he's tall. He's almost 6 foot, which is for a 14-year-old pretty tall. But he's thin. He's very like his bones are growing too fast, and the rest of his body's trying to keep up. So he wears. You usually find him wearing these big sweaters to kind of make himself look a little less gone. And typical teenage stuff, worried about how other people might perceive him. But other than that, he doesn't give too much thought to his appearance. His hair is usually in kind of a mop. But yeah, he'll go to this. If anything, it's a good opportunity for him. He sees that, he can find out a little bit more maybe about some of the other local kids and who are. Does he know? Or is this supernatural only? This new club?
it appears to be primarily for the supernatural. As far as you know, Penny's not supernatural. Um, uh, so it's clearly not only. Um, do you do any digging? Like, do you try to find out anything more?
Yeah, I mean, Jerome would definitely ask his parents what his patron might have been asking for specifically.
Um, hold on, two shakes. You guys, do, do, do. Okay, so your dad is actually out of town right now. He's travels a lot for work, so he's out of town. So your mom, Kathy, is uh, uh, she's sort of sitting at uh, she's sitting when you got this news. You guys were sitting in the living room, and she sort of says, "He just says that he wants you to be there. He wants a presence in the room. He wants a voice. You'll be dealing a lot with the church as you grow up. They don't understand us. They don't know why we do what we do. Um, and the
Okay.
more connection, as far as I'm concerned, the more connections you have with these kids, the better you'll be at what you need to do when you're grown up. Because the children, the children, Jerome, are our future."
I know, Mom. I know. You always say that. Okay, I'll go. I mean, why not, right? Why not?
It can't hurt. Uh, and so that was a couple of weeks ago. Now you, uh, it's Wednesday morning. It's the morning of that sort of first day. Tell me a fact about Jerome's world.
Well, in Jerome's world, so his parents and he are associated with the demon of addiction, usually referred to as Ace. And what is his full name? I always forget how to.
Ascentagoramath.
Ascentagoramath. So Ace, yeah. They're they go to they go down to the snake pit where he kind of holds court occasionally, and for the other local addicts that he's sort of nominally allowed by the church to kind of fuel. So the fact is, addiction's actually like it's a very supportive group down there. So even though that we've got a bunch of like drug addicts and other sorts, they're actually really supportive to each other because they're usually battling persecution and misunderstanding from their family and peers. So it's Ace actually runs a surprisingly like inclusive and supportive a group. They actually will. He even holds like people do like meetings down there, like support group meetings to help each other continue with their addiction in the face of the church and other cultural opposition. So obviously, Ace is doing everything he can to make it easier for people to slip into further and further into addiction. There's an ulterior motive here, but it's actually a very warm and welcoming place. Not what you might expect from a place called the Snake Pit. But yeah.
All right, I like it. I'm going to go ahead and say that weirdly, despite the demon of addiction operating primarily out of this club and out of Maryland, there are shockingly few ODs. Because of how supportive the community is. It's not that nobody's ODing, it's that nobody's dying from ODs because there's usually someone there.
There's so much Narcan here.
There's so much Narcan here. Oh my God. Yeah, you have known how to use Narcan since you were very young. We're going to go ahead and just assume that Narcan is a thing that's been developed in this world.
Sure, why not? Sounds good. Just for perspective, yeah, Jerome is nominally addicted to Adderall, so he's always carrying around and willing to share and let others try the Adderall he almost always has on him. So yeah,
Excellent. Okay. Sorry, the getting random texts. Phone suddenly blows up. It's always the way your phone blows up while you're in the middle of running a stream. Who do you trust the least of the PCs?
well, again, his family and then obviously his patron are not exactly on good footing with the church normally, right? Jerome's been brought up with a kind of a different set of one might say morals and ideals, and does not really trust anything about this extremely oppressive and church. They're always pushing their agenda down. Everybody starts trying to make them do what they want them to do. So Soren, the newly sainted, is just can't really be trusted. That guy is seems to stand for everything that Jerome and his family is really not about. So yeah, he doesn't know Soren well yet. Soren's fairly new, but he's heard a lot, I think, about Soren before Soren's arrival, at least from Penny, and Penny's always trying to get Jerome to quit Adderall, but that's fine. And yeah, so I trust them the least.
Okay, excellent. So tell me, mark Knight on your sheet, and tell me a rumor about that faction.
Oh, there's this rumor going around. So We haven't met yet, but I'm sure we will meet Father Franklin at some point here, because he's the head of the local church, and pretty prominent in the community. But there's this rumor going around that he's actually a werewolf. I don't know how substantiated this rumor is, but yeah, like you go around at school, you start to hear things. Jerome's part of the freshman class coming in and just starting to hear new things at high school, and one of them is, hey, did you hear? Did you hear that Father Franklin's really a werewolf? He wouldn't buy real silverware one time at one of the local shops. There's some howls that have been heard like at his house. I don't know. Seems like a werewolf to me.
That sounds. All those things are very, very suspicious.
Very suspicious.
So, what does an average Wednesday morning look like
for Jerome?
Jerome.
I'd say his mornings are pretty short. He rolls out of bed as late as possible. He grabs whatever sweater is handiest, throws on some clothes, and if there's time, he snags some toast on his way out through the kitchen. His parents are usually either gone by then, or like they're up early. They're like his dad travels a lot. He's an insurance salesman. His mom is a pretty prominent local lawyer, defending the downtrodden, as she put it, or letting criminals walk. Other people might put it. But very busy, So he just grabs himself some toast and heads out. If he sees his parents, great. But it's a pretty short morning usually at the Nears.
Okay. So you go, you wait for the bus, and
I will say usually, I forgot. Usually he does walk to school with Dusty. So just to introduce everybody to Dusty. Dusty is a stray dog that Jerome Nears befriended at one point. He found him with his paw half stuck through a collar that he'd been trying to get out of, and it was like cutting into his skin. And he heard him underneath the steps of a house, and he cut the collar off, and gave him some of his toast. And now every day Dusty shows up and follows Jerome to school. Jerome tells him everything that he can't really tell his other friends about. So he's very close.
All right. So as always, as you're walking, a little bit later, a little later than usual, actually, you start actually sort of looking around for Dusty. You have like a second where you get worried, and then you see him trotting up, and sort of like comes trotting over, does the sort of thing where he's sort of puts his nose under your hand and makes you pet him, and immediately starts begging for a piece of your toast.
Oh yeah, I give him like half my toast like immediately. Yeah. Jerome should probably eat more.
Yeah, but you wind up giving a lot of your food to Dusty. Dusty sort of falls into step beside you. Only occasionally running off after a squirrel. Do you have anything to report to Dusty?
Nothing to report. Although this local girl, MJ's kind of been on his mind ever since this like incident where she left town. So he does tell Dusty a little bit about that. Like I don't know, Dusty. I don't know. Do you think MJ ended up going away because of me? Do you think I did that? I don't know. Should I feel bad? I don't know. Yeah, that's what I think too. I think so. I probably shouldn't worry about it too much. It probably wasn't me. It's fine.
You do recall that she threw fire at you a little bit, and like a black hole, kind of. That
I
did.
mean, it's it. Things like that happen. It wasn't. Nobody was hurt. My as usual. I'm not too worried about myself. My patron always has my back. So
It's true.
yeah,
It's true. So you're sort of walking to school. As I said, it's a pleasant morning, and you pass by, sort of closer to where the school is. There are some townhouses. There's a little townhouse development, and in those townhouses lives the last member of our group that we have here today. Uh, Tell us a little bit about Sefer, Brendan.
I think at this point, well, one thing I've been wanting to say is that I love that even the picture of Sefer is too long to properly fit in the frame. Yes, if there is one thing that you can describe Sefer as, it is long. And I think their day, I think, actually begins a bit earlier than everyone else's, just because they don't need sleep as much as the others do. Um, I mean, they don't dream or anything. They just sort of they enter hibernation for 4 to 5 hours most nights. Sort of uh, a dormant stasis. Which honestly, they don't. Oh, you all right there?
Yep,
Hmm.
shit happens. Don't worry, keep going.
Okay, all right. Keep it going. Uh, so yeah, so they're up earlier. They stay up later and are up earlier than I think some other people, especially teenagers. Um, and gets up in the early morning, and sort of lopes up from their bedroom up to the attic of their home that they share with their sort of their adoptive mother and father, uh, and just sort of looks out the attic window onto the darkened streets, just sort of like breathing in the early morning air. This is like this, especially after a rain, after a storm. This sort of lingering scent of damp earth and ozone is probably their single favorite smell in the world.
Um, so is your bedroom, you said, was in the attic, or you're just sort of going up and hanging out in the attic?
Um, I'm just gonna say that their bedroom is in the attic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, you tell me a fact about Sefer's world.
I'm gonna say, so the fact about Sefer's world existing in this kind of odd space of an illegally an illegally animated creature, um, this product of misbegotten black science. I think a fact is that, so while the field of homunculectronics is officially banned in what is the actual name of the country in this universe?
Um, the divinely granted states of
They're
America.
divinely granted, yes. The DGS, the DGSA, has officially banned all research into command electronics, and many other countries uh, loosely abide by this in the interests of being able to trade technology with the DGSA. Um, many advances in technology over the last century have tacitly cribbed some notes from the field of homuncular electronics. Possibly even some scientists that found safe haven in other countries that were not the DGSA, and as such, uh, if you look at the pieces of dismantled appliances and electronics that are splayed out on a workbench in Sefer's attic room, that their internal circuitry and internal components, uh, while resembling in some respects the circuits with which we are familiar with in our world, also have a slightly more organic uh, look to them, and the shapes that they make resemble alchemical gematria if you squint at them just the right way. Um, and as someone who feels as unique and alone in this world as Sefer does, it can at times be comforting to feel this slight, this ever so slight kinship with everyday objects, to have some sort of a personal connection they don't really get anywhere else. Though at the same time, it does not escape them that the things with which they feel this connection, with which they relate most, are uniformly devices, objects.
Who do you trust the least?
I think the person whom Sefer trusts the least, and I feel terrible because they are not here, but I am going to say it. I think that Sefer trusts Imogen the least.
They're the one who gets you your all these cool semi illegal or completely illegal occasionally wet electronics.
It's true, but for that reason, Sefer also can't help but feel that whether or not this is true, Sefer cannot help but feel reflexively like Imogen has access to and knows more than they are telling them, and that they are using that leverage that they have over them to essentially extort favors out of Sefer.
Okay. Okay. Tell me a rumor about power.
I think that Sefer has heard whisperings, um, discussions between their adoptive mother and father that they have had about church business that Sefer wasn't supposed to overhear, but Sefer gets in the walls sometimes. It's fine. Um, and it's been rumored that the archives are in possession of certain heretical texts, that it would be fine if they possessed them and they reported that they possessed them to the church. But the rumor is that they possess several heretical texts that they have not duly reported to the church for whatever
Mm.
reason they may have for trying to keep that information a secret. I don't know. This may
Ooh.
not be true. This is a rumor, but people talk.
It's just
People just
mm-hmm.
just people talking. Just people spilling tea.
It's true. It's true. Um, you have not filled this in on your sheet. I know that your adoptive mother is Dr. Tiesiger.
Uh,
Is your father Mr. Tiesiger?
no. So, sorry. Elsa Thesiger is Sefer's physician.
Ah,
Um, no, their mother and father are. I think I didn't write it on the sheet, and I will fix that. Their mother and father are respectively. Uh, Scrolling through. Let's hang on. Yes, so they are respectively Father Carl and Sister Marie. Specifically, Father Carl Chapek and Sister Marie Wollston.
Okay. So, Father Carl, you're upstairs in your room. Are you messing with your electronics?
Yeah, I think Sefer takes some time in the morning to really just kind of like savor that post-storm uh early morning feeling, and that little charge of electricity that's still on the air that most people can't feel but Sefer can. And then
Mhm.
yeah, I think Sefer is gonna kind of keep dissecting these electronics.
Um, Carl knocks on the door, uh, sort of pokes his head in. He's got a gigantic cup of coffee in his hand, and he looks a little bleary. You know that Father Chapek is a not a morning person, but gets up in the early in the mornings as some kind of like attempt at like solidarity with you who does not really sleep. You're not
Hmm.
really sure why that's what he went for, but that's what he went for.
Hmm.
Uh and he sort of pokes his head and says, Sefer, uh sort of looks at what you're doing, looks back up and sighs, says, are you still playing with the heresy?
It's look, it's Dad. It's just a microwave. Look, just because we got them, just because it's a microwave from the Netherlands doesn't make it like not all Dutch are heretics, Dad.
Mm-hmm. I'll believe it when I see it. And he says, it is getting to be time for school. Your mother has sandwiches and eggs. Would you like eggs
Uh,
when you're finished with your heretical microwave?
uh, yeah. Do you think that she could do the thing where she like puts it like in the middle of like the piece of toast? Uh, I
I
mean,
think
it tastes the same, but I just kind of like the look of it. It's
I
an
think
es-
we
it,
can do that.
it's I don't I don't I know I don't really like taste like you guys do, but it makes it like an aesthetically pleasing breakfast, and I like an aesthetically pleasing breakfast.
We like that you like aesthetically pleasing breakfasts. I will ask if she hasn't already started. I'll ask if she can make you an aesthetically pleasing breakfast. Just can you do me one favor? One favor. The last time you took apart something that ended up actually having wetware in it, we had to have the biohazard team come out. Reginald Grimpley had to show up in our house and read us a whole litany on why wetware is not safe for people. And I'm sitting there saying, look at my son. But you know, what they don't care about is that. So if you find wetware in your heretical microwave, do not tell anyone about it. Destroy it privately so we don't have to deal with them anymore. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
Okay? Thank you. I'm going to go see about your symmetrical breakfast. And he goes downstairs, leaving you with your heretical microwave. When you do go downstairs, your mother, Sister Marie, has in fact made you like the little egg and toast, like the way you like it. And she sort of cheerfully, you know, you sort of walk down, and she sort of cheerfully like pats you on the head. She has to reach up to do that. She is 5 foot nothing. And she is actually quite a lot older than Father Carl. Um, she is just a tiny, cheerful little nun who, pats you on the head and says, "Oh, it's just so nice. I'm so glad you're here. Um, Here's your eggs. Uh, let's see. What's happening today? Oh, right, you've got that youth group thing this evening, don't you?"
Yeah.
Your father's just sitting there nursing his coffee, like, "Oh, she's so chipper. She's so chipper." He's like, "Oh, are you excited? You're going to get to go meet some new kids. I think your friend, oh, your little friend, oh, the one I worry about.
Jerome. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah, no,
think he's going to be
Jerome's gonna be
there.
there. And that's cool.
That's that boy needs Jesus.
I
That
mean,
boy needs Jesus."
I mean, Jerome's okay, Mom. I don't know why you always gotta be so down on him.
I'm not down on him. I just worry. I worry about the boy. Snake Pit is not a good place for children to be. I'm sorry. I know that's probably not politically correct to say, but I just don't think that children following demons is a good idea.
I guess you're right. I mean, the snake pit, it does smell funny down there. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really like the smell down there. Jerome's okay. Like,
Hold on. I'm just gonna. Could you rewind? Could you rewind just a little bit? When did you go to the snake pit
I'm so
to find
Mom.
out
I
what
gotta
it?
go. I'm
No,
so sorry.
like
Hey, I gotta go, Mom.
no,
To see you.
don't
No.
don't you go out that. I assume you just book it out the
Yeah.
door. um, you see her standing on the porch, sort of her arms crossed, just looking at you like, "Oh, you're gonna get a talking to when you get home." Um, and yeah, you speak of the devil and you'll find him in your hat. You see, first bounding up to you is Dusty, who immediately gets paw prints on your coat, and
Yeah, hey,
sort
dude,
of
what's up?
bouncing around, really excited. Because you have egg toast. Uh, and Dusty tries to take the toast from
No,
you. Uh,
no, dude, that's not cool. We talked about this.
and Jerome follows shortly after.
Hey, Sefer. So, not giving any toast to Dusty again.
No, I just I'm just saying my mom worked really hard on this toast. I just wanna be able to enjoy it.
All right, it's fine. I mean, Dusty probably doesn't get anything else to eat during the day, but it's cool.
The guilt, my God.
Oh, shoot. I guess I didn't really think of it that way. I
You know
sometimes
what?
I sometimes I
It's
sometimes forget that you guys did you need to eat, that it's not just something you do for fun.
yeah,
Tell you what, Dusty, you can have how about I give you the outside of the egg toast. Just I'll take the egg and you take the toast. We'll split it 50-50. How about that?
I mean,
He's
you know,
absolutely going bananas.
Good
do
deal,
whatever
dude.
do whatever makes you happy, man. You should always look out for yourself. So it's good. Whatever makes you happy. Uh, so how are you doing? You're gonna come to this group tonight. This youth group thing.
Yeah, if you're going, I guess.
Yeah, I'll be there. Penny keeps asking me to go, and you know, my parents want me to go. I don't know why. It's not really their thing usually, but we'll make it fun. It'll be a good time, right? We'll be there.
I mean, yeah, no, yeah. I mean, you'll be there, and that makes it that you're cool. So I guess that makes it like a cool thing to do.
All right.
I mean, and Penny's all right, I guess. She always looks so pale.
Yeah.
I worry about her. I think she needs more iron.
Yeah, now you
I was reading.
you're probably right.
I was reading that the bile producing organs of like galliform birds are really rich in iron. I wonder if I should tell her that. I wonder if she knows. She probably knows already. She probably knows
maybe.
already.
I don't know.
Chicken livers?
Tell her about that. It's can't hurt. That's some good knowledge.
I'll bring that up at the meeting.
Yeah, that's a good icebreaker. I think that's a good idea. So wow, how's your year going so far? My parents really want me to like run for student council and stuff. I don't know. Do you even know when that's supposed to happen? Is that like mid-year or?
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Your nominations go in today.
Hey. Okay.
Gotta get your nominations in today.
I wasn't really paying attention. I get art class today.
How's that going for you?
My parents said I couldn't get out of it. I tried to take all chemistry and shop classes, but they didn't. They said I had to take theology. They said I had to take art.
Oh man.
The theology I don't mind, just art. I don't like art.
Your mother's exact words were that you need to be a well-rounded individual. Your father's words were, "Kid, get used to suffering."
Yeah, my mom kept talking about making me more of a well-rounded person, but I mean, like, I don't think there's anything that's going to make me round.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. That's true. From my standpoint, it's pretty easy class. You don't actually have to do anything in there. It's kind of nice. And the art teacher, it's just like you just do something, kind of make something up about it, and they're like, "Yeah, that's like art." I don't know, like
I don't mind doing like the still lifes and stuff. Like that's fine. I do a bitch in still life. But like I don't know. They tell me to like do something like abstract or like to draw whatever my heart feels. And it's like barf, man.
Yeah, that's too bad.
So you guys all make it to school. Flooding through the doors of Grosvenor High School are the other 1,200 students who attend this school. The hallways are an absolute crush of people all the time. Even when you first started attending school, Sefer, people initially like gave you a wide berth, sort of in that you see the shark in the school of fish kind of way, where there's just a big gap all around them. But at this point, you're more of a known quantity. Everyone's just like, that's Sefer. Don't fuck with them, and they probably won't fuck with you. Also, don't fuck with Jerome, and Sefer won't fuck with you. After, of course, the incident.
Look, John Snipe was a bitch and had it coming, is all I'm saying.
That is pretty much what's going around the school, is that John Snipe is a bitch and had it coming.
Jerome takes some time down, like at the entrance of the school, and like, "Hey, I'll catch up with you later, Sefer." As usual, and delivers his usual drugs to the kids that are buying from him on their way into school. So,
I would very much like you, if you are going to be doing that, to give me a roll.
Sure.
I would like you to. Let's see. You're trying to be discreet about this, I assume.
Yes. definitely.
Because regardless of your affiliation, dealing drugs is still illegal, and dealing drugs on school grounds is really, really illegal.
Out front of the school. So,
Out
like,
front.
just
Okay.
before getting on school grounds, technically, just outside of school grounds.
I've got you. I've got you. Okay. So I would like you to please roll. Mark power. If you had not done that already, not power.
Night.
Uh, yeah, night. If you had not done that already. The hmm. Actually, I think I want you, because you are here doing something for your patron. Roll with your patron's faction. Roll with wild.
Ooh. Okay. 6.
6. Okay. You're out there. A couple of kids come up, to get their, to get whatever drugs they get from you.
Nothing
And
too bad. Nothing too bad.
nothing too bad. Nothing strange seems to happen. A couple of somebody who you've sold weed to before shows up with a friend of his, um, and says, "Hey, Jerome, um, this is Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, he was actually wondering if you could get like cocaine."
Oh, man. Maybe? I'll let you know.
I'll say it would be really cool, man.
Maybe not. I'm not sure. I'll find out. But, like, don't get your hopes up too much.
I mean, all right, man. So you're looking at Mike. Mike is a senior. Mike is older, and he's kind of got that like he's got that he's got a Letterman jacket. He's on the football team. He's like prom king kind of person. Um, and he's just kind of like, what do you mean you can't? Pretty sure you might not be able to get it. I mean, isn't that
Yeah, it took a
isn't that
moment for
like
Jerome
what?
to recognize him and, like, realize who he was.
Yeah, like
Oh,
isn't that
hey, man. For you, I can make sure to get something done for you. Yeah, definitely.
cool?
Yeah.
Cool. Because I'm having a party, not this weekend, but next weekend. You think you can help me out?
Hey, yeah. I will do my best. Absolutely. I think I can. Do you have any invites for the party?
For my dude, of course.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah.
And he like gestures to the guy who made the introductions to like turn around, pulls out a piece of paper and like scribbles like his address and a time, and like hands it to you and be like, "Here's your invite, man."
All
Like
right.
writes it on this dude's back uh like he's a desk,
Cool.
and hands you the piece of paper.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. And I'll definitely let you know. I'm usually out in the morning, but I'll let you know as soon as I get something.
Fantastic. And hey, if you cut me a deal on the cocaine, I'll let you sell at the party.
All right. Okay. All right. Just to let you know, this is not something I do for anyone else. So yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. And he high fives you and fucks off. Heads off to his first class. The first bell rings, which is sort of your like final warning to get to class.
Right. Drum is never late because of this, because that would cause issues. So yeah.
Yes. The school resource officer narrows his eyes at you, having once again failed to catch you dealing, but he knows.
I wave to him and I smile.
Scowling. And as we enter this beautiful world of high school, the camera sort of cruises back from the front doors of this school. It is a big one-story building that kind of sprawls over the block that it's on. There are a series of little outbuildings along the side where the student body grew too big to be contained within this one building. There, you can't see the swimming pool on the roof from the air, but you are all convinced that it's there. Why would so many theater booth workers, sound guys, lie?
Yeah. I mean, that many seniors can't be wrong.
That many seniors
It's a
cannot
fact.
all be wrong. And we are now going to take our first a break for our first session. We'd like to take a 10-minute break, and we will resume at about 2:50. So thank you all for being here, and we will return. In Urban Shadows, whenever you make a faction move, trigger an intimacy move, or cash in a debt or honor a debt, you mark the faction involved. And when you've marked all 4 factions, you can choose an advancement from the list on your sheet. The intimacy moves are faction moves are on your sheet. They're hit the streets, put a face to a name, and investigate a place of power. Debt moves are whenever you do someone a favor, or when you cash in a debt or claim a debt. The intimacy moves are triggered when you and the other person both agree that it was an intimate moment, either physical or emotional. And yeah, so those are the ways that you actually advance in this system. So your advancements are far more tied to the story, the narrative, and making choices to get yourself involved in the machinations of other factions' stuff. So those
Okay.
are all.
Okay.
That's how that ends up working. All righty then. We are back, and we are all right. We're back in high school. We love it. It's so good. Here we are. Your day begins. You're all in your first classes. It's wonderful. The first thing I'm going to have you all do in the beginning of your day is roll blood.
I like that. Thank you.
Yeah,
I love
all right.
this.
Ooh.
This is
Yeah.
fine.
That's
Okay,
fine.
and this is
Rolling the blood.
this is for AP history. Is that what this is?
Great history. Roll blood. Everybody.
Okay, we got a 7.
You got 7?
9. Ooh, there we go.
Woo! Nice. 6. Okay.
And a 9 for me.
9 for you. Okay. So, 3 mixed successes and a failure. Cool and good. All right. So, for those of you who rolled mixed successes, it's as you're getting onto lunchtime, you are finding yourself it really, really hard. You're starting to find it. You're sort of flagging throughout the day. Sefer, you cannot pay attention to these people. This is so tedious. Your first class of the day was like fine. It was chemistry. You love chemistry. Your second class is art. And you are sitting there and watching everyone else seemingly like having fun doing paint splatter stuff. And it is just not, it's not clicking. It does not make any sense to you. And you find yourself feeling profoundly alien. And you look up across the room and you see another person sitting there, kind of hunched over their work, and they glance up and make eye contact with you. And sort of you see they kind of shrug and then go back to what they're doing. But in that moment, you kind of got a sense of fellow feeling from this person, which is rare for you. But you sort of get the sense from this other person that they are also just, they're smacking their paintbrush against their hand, and there is no fun here. It feels very mechanical, and mechanical in a way that makes them feel less like a person. There's something weirdly something weird about this, and you see they kind of get you in that moment. Would you like, speaking of faction moves, to put a face to a name?
Sure.
Okay. Roll with mortality.
So put a face to a name. Roll with my mortality. Okay, roll that faction stat. Not my best one, but you know, all right. Let's go. Oof. Oof. Great start to this game.
Yeah.
What a build. Let's go.
Jesus.
That is not me flashing the victory sign. That is me showing you how many I got.
Wow. Okay. Cool. So this person, Timothy Blake, is a sophomore, and you find that you know their name, but that's it. You don't know why this person is looking at you. You don't know why they're you don't know why they're so unafraid to make eye contact.
It was Timothy Blake, you said?
Timothy Blake.
I'm gonna kind of surreptitiously head over to the sink to kind of wash out my brushes, change out my paint water. And I guess what I'm going to assume, if I am able to, that that will bring me somewhat close to where they're at?
Yes, it
Okay.
will.
Okay. And I guess kind of as I'm kind of passing by them, or like I'm kind of sitting at the sink doing my thing, I'm just gonna kind of like mutter over my shoulder at them, "Hey, a bunch of semi-random particle distributions, lacking in any greater symbolic meaning. Am I right?"
He, yeah, yeah, that's what this is. I can't believe they make us do this. I can't believe they constantly fighting to fund this shit, right? And not like something useful, like, electrical engineering, or like something that would like actually be useful in the future. Nah, we gotta slap paint on cardboard. Yeah, that's gonna help.
I mean, I get it works for like, other people, but I don't know. I just don't like being like made to take it, you know? I just don't want to have to take it if I don't want to.
I understand that.
So what other I don't know, what other classes are you in?
Oh, yeah. I'm taking shop, I'm taking AP history. I think I'm taking I managed to get into the creative writing class with uh Dr. Jones, but you know, I don't know. I'm I feel like I'm kind of over it, right? Like it all feels really useless. What do you think?
I mean, I don't know. I think that like I don't know, I mean, like I said, I'm not really into art class, but I think that like I mean, like you got like shop with like Mr. Kramer. Like I don't know. I think it's really interesting. I mean, getting
Oh,
to
you're in
make
that.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I was in I tried to get into that class, but it conflicted with a different one, so I had to drop it. But yeah, yeah, that's really awesome, man.
No, no, I think that's a really like good. I don't know. I get a lot of fulfillment out of Mr. Kramer's class. Man, I don't know. Maybe we could see if we can get if you're not feeling your other classes, we could see if we can get you to Mr. Kramer's class. Maybe get a little spark back into things.
Yeah, man, that sounds great. That sounds great. Hey, what's your name?
Oh, hey, I'm Sefer. Sefer will sort of like awkwardly extend a hand to shake it, careful not to extend it out to its full length.
Uh, you see, Tim like slaps your hand, like high five, uh, and is um, she's like, yeah, that sounds like it would be really cool. Uh, uh, and he's like, hey, you wanna move your stuff over here?
Yeah, sure.
Nice, nice. Come on over. So you move your stuff over to sit um with Tim, and you sort of chat throughout the rest of the class. What are the rest of y'all what do you guys do for lunch? What is what do you guys do at the lunch hour?
Does the school allow us to leave on our own for lunch as freshmen?
You are technically allowed to do so. There are no lunch options nearby accessible by car. Some students do who live like in the apartment buildings close by to the school do walk home. Um, but for the most part, people eat in the cafeteria, or there's like some picnic tables outside that are almost always taken up by the cool kids.
I think that is where Jerome would be, if possible.
Yeah, you are sitting out there with the cool kids, and one of them, Chicory Saint Bride, is standing there.
A+ name, incidentally.
Right? I thank you. Chicory is standing there, sort of like basically handing out little like postcard-sized flyers for a like with a coupon to like a local like salon on it. But the little flyers are to vote for her for homecoming queen. And she says, I want to make this school more glamorous. And you know that when Chicory says this, there's a certain amount of weight to that word. Chicory is about 5'7", has turquoise skin, large, like liquid black eyes, and a pair of dragonfly wings that hang from her shoulders that occasionally sort of shiver and shimmer, but you've never seen her fly. And she looks at you and says, Jerome says, I know that maybe like a boutique salon is maybe not your style, Jerome, but would you think of voting for me?
Oh, sure. I'm sure I can find somebody to give it to. And I mean, obviously, if anybody could make the school more glamorous, you will. So, yeah, I'll vote for you.
I'm touched. Thank you, Jerome. She sort of invites you to sit where she's kind of holding court with a couple of other students. Chicory is easily, other than Sefer, Chicory is definitely the most obviously supernatural individual in this school. Cannot hide it. Does not try. And weirdly, it does not seem to have made her less popular. Where are Penny and Soren?
Penny is absolutely in the band room. She
Yeah.
is practicing because she is going to be accompanying the middle school production of Guys and Dolls Jr. So she needs to practice
On the piano?
on the piano. Yeah, absolutely. So
Of
she's
course.
just banging away on those notes, and it's fine, but no one else wants to be in the room, probably.
Okay. The band teacher actually comes out and says, Penny.
Oh, sorry. Hi, Mr. Hi, hi, Mr. Whitaker. Sorry, I'm really trying to, get these. I really want to do well for the kids, for the kids. Because they're doing
For the kids.
They're doing Guys and Dolls Jr. over at Meadow Lane Middle. And they asked me to accompany. Yeah.
That's great, Penny. Have you eaten your lunch?
Oh, shoot. Oh, sorry. No, I should do that.
Shoot is not a swear word. You're allowed to say it.
I just feel bad about it. But okay.
Okay.
Thanks,
All right.
Mr. Whitaker.
Eat your lunch, then go back to Guys and Dolls Jr. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Thanks. Okay, I will.
All
yes.
right.
Okay.
I'll see you at church on Sunday. Okay.
Okay.
I think that's actually the moment that Soren opens the door to the band room and steps in.
Oh, hey, Soren. Sorry, I was. Hey, it's good to see you here. I was actually just leaving. Funny. It's
Mr. Mr. Whitaker watches this, raises an eyebrow.
I just, of course, I just wanted to check in and make sure you were feeling okay.
oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I'm okay. It's just those pesky iron pills that I need to forget. I just keep forgetting to take it. But I put some in my lunch so that I would remember to eat it. But then I forgot to eat lunch. But then Mr. Whitaker told me that I should, and so he reminded me. So now I'm gonna go eat lunch. I was thinking I'm gonna go eat lunch somewhere quiet.
Would it help if I reminded you to take the iron pills at night?
Oh,
I mean,
oh,
we
like
live together, so I could do that just to make sure because you keep forgetting, and I'm a little worried about you.
Mr. Whitaker is just standing there, by the way. Like, he's just like, this is good drama.
oh god. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Saint Soren. Oh, sorry, Soren. Thank you so much, Soren. I really appreciate that so much. Shh. I can remember. This is my problem, so I should.
Okay, you
Thank
two,
you so much.
go, both of you, go somewhere else to eat your lunch. You can't eat your lunch in the band room.
Okay, sorry.
Just
Yes, of
if you
course.
get crumbs in those keys, I will be upset. Go,
Of course.
go. I'll see you at church. Soren, will I see you at church? I'll see you at church.
Of course, you'll see me at church. Yes, 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 you'll see me there.
Uh, and he sort of hustles you out of the room. Where do you guys go? So like quiet options to eat, have your lunch. There's like the library you could go to, uh, and there's of course there's the lunchroom, which is not quiet, but there's always the lunchroom occasionally has the privacy of the crowd. No one's really paying attention to you.
Yeah. I do
There,
think Penny is probably going to attempt to like walk just a little bit ahead of Soren for a second and then be like, "Oh, we're going together somewhere." All right. I slow down. Did you want to go to the library or were you going to go to where were you going to go? I was going to go to the library maybe, but if you were
The library works for me. If you need some time to yourself, that's also fine. I promised your parents that I would check in on you, and I just wanted to make sure you were feeling okay.
you promised my parents that you would check in on me.
They were worried after this morning.
Oh, they're so silly. No one. It's they don't need to be worried about me. I'm totally fine. It's you know, I have a little bit more studying than I wanted to get done anyway. For AP World History. So I was gonna go into the. I should just go to the library. I should just go to the library. But you've got. I'm sure you have so many people that want to talk to you. So I'll let you go. Actually.
Of course, that makes sense. I wouldn't want to interrupt your studying.
well, that's really good because actually I did want to talk to you, Saint Soren. You turn around, you see a uh, brown hair, brown eyes, kind of still sunburned from summer vacation. Uh, John snipe who looks, she says, I want to know something, man. What's it like to die?
It is remarkably peaceful. I have never felt that type of feeling of peace before. I always imagined it might be terrifying, but by the grace of God, it was not.
I'm going to need you to roll to mislead, distract, or trick.
What do I roll with to do that?
Mind, my dude.
Oh boy.
Man, it's too bad we're not playing masks. Y'all would be advancing,
Yes.
advancing. No worries.
Leveling up every day.
Leveling up every time.
Jeez.
He is gonna take a step forward. Say, what's it like to be so full of shit that you've got a whole bunch of people absolutely snowed? What's it like to be so completely, transparently full of shit?
I have absolutely no idea what you are talking about.
No idea, huh? He sort of makes like he's opening a scroll and says, Saint Soren Augustine, flowers bloom in his footsteps. Bullshit. Bullshit. Bullshit flowers grew in your footsteps.
It is not my duty to convince you that they did. I was there. I experienced it. I witnessed it.
No. What I heard people witness is the Velcro on the bottoms of your shoes tearing off the covers on the ground where somebody had pre-planted some fucking flowers. I don't think you made and have done a single miracle in your life, and I don't even think you died coming here telling us about it's the most peaceful thing that ever happened to you. What's it like to be so full of shit? I want to know. I want to know just for my own education, right? You know, I want to be a reporter one day. I got to learn how to relate to my subjects even when they're this full of bullshit. So let's get started right now. Tell me, what's it like?
What is it like for you to be so pathetically full of doubt?
They not do comebacks in Florida? That's something they just don't do down there.
I don't need to convince you of anything. You can believe whatever you want to believe. If you don't want to believe that I performed miracles, if you don't want to believe that flowers bloomed in my wake, if you don't want to believe that I died when I can tell you I died, if you don't want to believe that I was resurrected, That is all your choice.
Do you feel like what do you want to do right now, Soren? What do you want to do with John Snipe right now?
I want to scare him.
Ooh, you want to scare this man. Would you like? I think you've got sort of two options. You can persuade an NPC with threats, or you can let it out. To frighten, intimidate, or impress your opposition.
I would like to let it out.
Fuck yes. Let's do it.
What do I roll with for that?
Spirit.
Okay.
Penny is fully like in the corner trembling.
All right, that is a 9.
Hell yes. That is a hit. Choose one from that list and mark corruption.
All right.
Now, for let it out, you have a couple of options. You can take +1 forward on your next roll. You can extend your senses, supernatural or otherwise, to find out some more information about a situation. You can frighten, intimidate, or impress your opposition, or you can take definite hold of something vulnerable or exposed. Now, this costs you a corruption because it is becoming closer to the supernatural entity and farther away from your humanity.
I'm going to
What do
go
you do?
with take definite hold of something vulnerable or exposed.
What is that thing?
I think that John Snipe is terrified of death. And I want to latch on to that to impress upon him the seriousness of his accusations.
How are you going to do that? What does that look like?
Soren takes a moment and then looks John Snipe up and down and says, "You don't care if I am actually a saint or not. You don't care about any of that. You want to know what happens after you die. You want to know if it is a dark, endless void. You want to know if heaven and hell exist, or if you might end up in some form of purgatory. And you want reassurance that it will not be as dark and brutal and terrifying or simply meaningless nothingness. And you want me to tell you that."
As you're speaking, Penny, roll with the. I want you to roll with spirit,
Oh no.
witnessing
Okay.
this. Actually, Sefer, would you be nearby the library at lunch? Sefer, would you be by the library at lunch? Would you be near here?
I think that Sefer would probably around lunchtime would probably reflexively gravitate to wherever Jerome was, assuming that we all have the same lunch. My high school actually had 3 different lunches, so I wasn't sure how lunch was structured at this high school.
We're going to assume that you've all got the same lunch because it makes it narratively convenient.
One lunch, one end.
One lunch, one end. Okay. What'd you get there?
I got a
Spirit?
10.
Hell yes.
Don't know what I'm rolling for. Terrified anyway.
Actually, right now you are rolling to keep your cool.
Oh, okay, great.
And I'm actually going to I'm telling you what you're trying to avoid. You are trying to avoid the backlash of what Soren is doing.
Oh boy. Okay.
With a 10, you can see what happens here, but you feel for many of your visions, you are completely out of control.
Yeah.
Like they are things that are happening to you. You cannot impact them. You feel out of control of your own body. It's an out of body experience, but it has none of that that gentle dissociative, like floaty stuff to it. It is just I am fully out of control of my body, of what is happening to me. It is terrifying. In this, it's the same experience of seeing things that you are 99% certain that nobody else, except maybe Soren and this guy, and John Snipe, are seeing. But you're in control. You still feel like you're in your own body. As you're speaking, Soren, you remember right before you died, there were several voices that you heard. And one of them, right before everything went black, was yes, dear, my dog has come to visit. Right before everything went black was a voice that just said, disappointing. Some element of that unearthly voice, uncaring, speaking from the void itself. Some of that tone creeps into your own vocal cords as you're speaking. And Penny, you see something nobody has commented on this fox that follows Soren around. Nobody has said anything about allergies or why is there a fox in school.
No one's asking what the fox says.
No one has asked what the fox says.
Okay.
But you see the fox and Soren. For a moment, you see very clearly that they are the same being. And you see for a moment that white void expanse is inside them. That white fanged void. The hunger. And you see that hunger reaching out to John. And you see it touch very gently. You see it reach out and touch John. You finish speaking, Soren, and all of the blood has drained from John's face. And he says, "Ah, uh, I've fuck you, man," and like books it.
And Soren just stands there, taking in some deep breaths, trying to calm himself down, and more to himself says, "Shouldn't have let him get to me like that. People are allowed to ask questions."
People are not allowed to be little bitches. He had it coming.
Zeke, we talked about that. You shouldn't speak about others like that.
I calls 'em like I sees 'em.
Does Penny hear Soren talking?
I think you can hear Soren talking. You cannot hear
Okay, hear
Zeke.
the fox. Yeah. Okay. She's
You what
backing
you see
away
is
real
what
slow.
yeah, what you see, you hear Soren respond, and you see Zeke like sneezes, or like
Yeah, of
makes little foxy, cheepy, grumbly sounds.
course he
But
does. Yeah. No, of course. Of course the fox does that in response to Soren saying the weird things he's saying. Absolutely. Sure. That's fine. That's fine. I'm just gonna goo.
Soren does turn around to face Penny.
Mm. Yeah, and I think as soon as Penny uh like meets Soren's eyes, she just turns and runs.
And there's a moment before Penny runs as their eyes meet where Penny can see regret in Soren's eyes. And it looks like he wants to say something, but I would imagine by that point, Penny is running.
Yeah.
And he just stares after her and then leans down to pick up Zeke.
Zeke has no words of wisdom to give you about this situation.
And Soren doesn't push it. Soren just pets Zeke's head and goes to find a different quiet place to be.
Sitting outside at the cool kids table, uh, with Chicory and her crew. Uh, Jerome, you're having lunch. Everything's kind of fine, pretty normal. There's somebody's brought like a CD player, and they're playing some music, um, and it keeps like skipping. Uh, Sefer, as you sort of walk over with your lunch, you can see there's just like, God damn, I swear I have been trying as hard as I can to fix this thing. My stupid mom dropped it, and it scratches every CD I put into this. It's just it's bullshit. Uh and people are like, yeah, buy a new CD player, you'll be fine. Just get a new one. Who's gonna play music if your CD player's busted? Blah blah blah. Because that's what's most important, is that they have music to listen to at lunch. You see. Um. So yeah, do you approach the cool kids table?
I think Sefer less approaches the cool kids table more than just sort of like approaches Jerome.
Oh, hey. Hey,
Like,
Sefer.
hey, Jerome,
I,
what's going on?
I move over a little. Like, hey, have a seat. Do you know Chicory? She's running for prom queen.
Oh, hey, Chicory, how's it going?
Uh,
Hi, Sefer. Very nice to meet you. I've seen you around. I don't know if you go in for like makeup and makeovers and things like that. You have amazing bone structure though. So if you ever are interested, here you go. Uh, and if you would vote for me for prom queen, or I'm sorry, homecoming queen, that would be amazing.
Sefer takes it, sort of awkwardly stuffs it in one of the many pockets in their coat, almost sort of imperceptibly retreats further into the coat like a turtle. And so it's like, oh yeah, no, sure thing. Hey, I think I can fix your CD player. Trying to change the subject.
Really?
Yeah, no. Hang on, because you can if you just pop the CD out, just hand it over here a second.
Okay, sure. He takes the CD out, and hands it to you. Like, I just got this Danny Mia Moore CD. Fuck.
Sephir's going to take out a little mini screwdriver and sort of pop it open and see if they can see what the problem is.
You see the problem pretty much immediately. The all of the words have left my mind in this moment. But basically the little bit where the little laser comes out to read the disc has its housing has kind of popped up.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever the CD player tilts even slightly, if it's anything other than totally flat, that little piece is poking up and knocking against the CD and scratching it. It just needs to be poked back down.
Yeah, Sephir will just kind of with the little screwdriver just kind of like.
Is that it? Is that?
Yeah, man, that was it.
Whoa. Puts the CD in and it plays it till the part where it hits the place where the CD scratched it. He's like, oh man, CD's ruined, but thanks for fixing the player. That's
I
awesome.
can't really do anything about the CD, man. No, but I can, I can do like sound stuff.
That's pretty cool. Where'd you learn how to do that?
I just like taking stuff apart, sometimes putting it back together again. I don't know, Mr. Kramer's shop class is really cool for that.
Oh yeah, shop class, yeah. Cool. And he's like, so do you like music? Tries to engage with you about pop culture.
I think instead, in response to whether or not they like music, Sefer instead launches into a monologue about different CD player brands, as if this was a perfectly natural answer to the question of "Do you like music?"
Roll with heart, my friend. Will Malkus, it is legal to listen to things other than Switchfoot. They just have to be yellow card.
Unbelievable.
While Sephir's doing his monologue, he's
kidding
over
me?
there.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh no.
All right.
No.
Well, I did
Our
roll better
first
than my
meeting.
last roll. I rolled exactly one better than my last roll. We are off to a fantastic start.
You're off to such a good start. Yeah, you lose him immediately. Like immediately. Yeah, wow, cool, man. Like eating his lunch, obvious, like not paying attention to you at all. Not being actively rude.
I mean, I mean, a lot of people say that Bose gives you better sound quality, but honestly, I think a lot of that's kind of just hype.
Oh my god.
Yeah, cool. Wow. What were you going to be doing, Jerome, while Sefer is
so he saw this coming. He was pretty sure this was going to go awkwardly. So just before he starts in on the monologue, he does talk to Chicory off to the side and sort of distracts her from the obvious train wreck that's about to happen socially, and just let her know, hey, I can make sure Sefer will end up voting for you. If you want to vote for me, when you see, I'm gonna be running for freshman student council. So if you see me on there
Ooh.
and happen to let anybody know, if you get some votes for me, I'll make sure there's some votes for you.
I like it. Little tit for tat. Absolutely.
He times it so she witnesses him saving the day with the CD player, but not the train wreck monologue that follows. He jumps in there.
So here's the deal. What you are doing is lending a hand.
Oh, am I?
So, yes.
Awesome.
So you are going to roll wild.
All right. That's a 7 plus what? Almost
Wild.
8.
An 8.
No, actually,
Okay.
that's okay. No.
Yeah, an 8's all right. That's a hit. So, yeah. What this does is give a +1 to Zephyr's roll, which is not enough to do anything. I will say that you're trying to lend a hand, but in this case, what you're trying to lend a hand to do is specifically to move social attention away, which you are successful in that. I think I would like that. But you know what I'd like more than that? I don't want to go to this stupid fucking youth group thing that our families have roped us all into.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bear.
What I want, I have to be the good girl, right? I am what I am. If I'm not perfect, they'll fucking stone me to death. I can't even pretend to be human for a second. If you moved to a different state, moved somewhere else, you could fit in. I have to work for it. So I can't throw a wrench at this youth group. I will throw all of my considerable social power behind you becoming freshman class president and sitting on that student council. I want you to do everything you can to cancel this goddamn useless after school program that is going to be taking up all of our time.
The whole thing?
Whatever you can do. If
All
you can
right.
convince them to scrap it, that would be amazing.
I don't know if I can do that. I'll try, but best I could do is maybe convince them that you don't have to be there. But I don't know. I don't know. I'll try. I'll do what I can.
All right, it's a deal. You now have exchanged debts. You and you now owe a debt to Chicory, who has told you what that debt should be, and she owes you a debt to enact to stump for you, basically.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Evening, the end of the day, the end of the school day comes as it must. With so many prayers for the day to end, God must surely answer. And at last, the final bell rings, and you are released into the world. You all are either picked up by your parents or your parents and guardians, and or you are expected to just walk. The Meadow Lane Church is not that far away, and you all, I assume, make your way to the basement of the Meadow Lane Church. Do any of you stall or avoid it? Okay.
No, in fact, I think what Jerome would do would be to keep an eye out for Penny heading there to see if he can talk to her.
I was gonna say, I think Penny probably like tries to find Jerome to make sure he's coming.
Incredible. Oh my God, I just glanced at Discord and saw the John Snipe is a bitch and he had it coming shirt that was made. Thank you, Will Malkus.
We'll make t-shirts.
Yeah. It's true. But that's not what I was looking here for. There we go. So yeah, you see Jerome and Penny, you see one another. You're the way I kind of see this in my mind is Jerome and Penny kind of striding confidently toward the church, and each of you having kind of distantly orbiting you like an awkward or kind of ashamed moon, Soren or Sefer.
That sounds about right.
100%. Soren is Penny's ashamed moon. Sure. Oh.
So Penny, you're
Hey, Jerome. It's good to see you.
hey, how are things going?
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. I hear you're leading this thing, the youth group.
Well, actually, as a matter of fact, yeah, Father Franklin did ask me to be junior Miss Youth Leader of this outreach program, and I accepted. So I will be, but it's really, it's really not like a leadership position. It's more like a peer counselor, advisor, like a mentor, like, because we're all pals,
Yeah. Oh no, that's awesome. Like, congratulations for getting picked. That's pretty great.
Thank you.
You don't. I mean, you don't happen to have any say on like who's supposed to go or anything, do you? Because I was talking with Chicory, and she's really obviously supernatural.
Oh yeah.
And I think drawing more attention to that is actually going to be harder on her. I'm kind of worried about it, and she's going to be graduating soon, and I just don't know if it's going to be the best thing for her if she has to go to this. So, I mean, it'd be really nice and like kind of a good thing for her if she didn't have to. If she didn't have to go.
I mean, I don't. This is like a support thing, right? Like a support thing for all of us.
Yeah, totally.
Right?
And
It's
I'm
not
on
going to
board.
be. Not going to be hard for. It's not going to weigh on her, right? It's like a
Well,
support. Like
socially, though, it might. You know how kids are. You know how people are, and how kind of awful they can be.
Do I know how kids are? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just saying, just looking out for her, and maybe it would be easier for her if she didn't actually have to attend this.
Do you really think it's a bird? Do you really think it's a bird?
I mean, I know it's not supposed to be.
Do you feel like it is?
I'm trying to think that maybe because she's so obviously supernatural, we don't see it as a burden, but maybe it is for her.
Man, I would never want anyone who felt like, you know, like coming to your community is a burden to like certainly I would never maybe we should talk to Father Franklin. Um
Yeah, I
I
think
mean
I think that would be great, and I'd really appreciate it if we could do that. I think it'd be really good for Chicory.
yeah. Did she talk to you or something? Or did you guys
Oh yeah,
did
yeah.
she talk
We were
to
just talking about it because both knew we were going to be there. So we were at lunch today, and we were just talking
Jerome?
about it, and it kind of just what I picked up from her. I don't know if it's going to be the easiest thing for her. So
Did
it's just
she talk to you?
what do you mean?
Did you guys exchange words?
Yeah. What?
Or did you
Yeah.
exchange other things? Because we have talked about you not exchanging other things again.
Oh, hey, I'm doing my best, but no, not at all. We were just talking.
Jerome, I'm so proud of you.
Hey, thanks. No, don't worry about me. It's all right. It's okay.
Yeah. No, we can definitely go talk to Father Franklin. I'm sure
Very
he
cool.
wouldn't want this to be a burden for her either.
Awesome. Awesome. And yeah, congratulations again. Like that's super cool that they want you to run this, That's big.
Thank you. It feels big to me as well.
One thing you would know that you are not the only leader. You are the youth leader. There is going to be a grown up like counselor there.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I'll let Penny have this moment, okay?
oh,
Well,
100%,
I think
100%. I'm just saying because Penny also seems like the kind of person to be like responsibility. Yay.
Yes.
You are not solely responsible, but
Oh yeah.
and I think Jerome knows that too, but he's definitely
oh,
buttering her up a little. So yeah.
absolutely.
Hey, Penny, how's it going?
Oh my gosh, hey.
Hey,
Wow.
yeah,
Hi.
as Sefer shuffles, awkwardly fumbles with their crumpled brown lunch bag. Hey, so I heard that you were like having some trouble like staying conscious or whatever. I made, or I mean, he produces a Tupperware container. I made, or I had my mom make a bunch of like boiled chicken livers. Although I think one of them is actually from a helmeted guinea fowl. I'm not really sure how that one got in there, but no, these should help you stop falling over if you wanted them or whatever.
Oh, golly. Thank you so much. Just gonna take it and just pat it. Should I open?
Oh, I mean, you can eat them now. You can eat them later.
Okay.
Wow, that's super nice of you, Sefer.
Just gonna.
The smell of boiled
Yeah.
chicken livers
She's
is
gonna. I believe she's gonna pass out again, I think.
you. I'm going to go ahead and let you. I'm going to go ahead and let you roll to keep your cool here
Please, for
to
the
maybe
love.
like socially like pass this off. You could also roll. It would be funny to make you roll escape a situation, but
Oh my god.
as written, the text of that doesn't actually make sense. But yeah, you could roll to keep your cool to politely not open this.
Yeah. Well, I got a 6, so okay.
Penny.
Yeah.
Penny, yeah, no, you feel compelled.
Thank you so much, Sefer. This is so kind. On the ground.
Yeah.
Well, Della, will you let Soren try to catch
I
Penny?
was too late.
Yes.
Okay.
I will let
Because
you
I
do
have
that.
seen this
No.
happen several
Shoot.
times.
I knew I should have given them to her at lunch.
You
Sefer. Nah, never mind. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh god.
I'm gonna let you do that. Give me 1 second here to look at some stuff.
Can I roll with spirit to fall towards Soren?
No, Soren is fast and strong enough to do this.
Yeah.
I am not
For
going to
sure.
make anyone do that, but I would like everyone who is presently conscious to roll with night.
Ooh.
Including me, Della?
No, not you.
Did I? Oh, well, oh.
Oh.
Do you want? Oh. I might have a partial success. This is a
Oh my
historic day.
An historic day.
Just what
My
these kids needed.
goodness.
A partial success.
Man. Drum, you see this happen. You see your friend fall over, and you see someone else. You see Soren sort of catch her. It's weird. You would swear, Sefer, the fox got there first. And then suddenly Soren was there. And you're pretty sure humans don't move that fast. But Soren, you have caught Penny.
I'm pretty sure that fox wants my toast.
The fox definitely wants your toast. All animals love toast.
It's true.
It is known. It is known. What am I looking at? You have a move you could use here when you are touching someone, Penny.
I know. I was thinking about it and I would love to.
Would you love to skim the surface?
Yes, please. All right, let me roll.
Fabulous. Roll with spirit.
Oh, okay. It's just a 5. Fudge. Oh no.
Well,
I'm so sorry.
on a miss, you inflict 1 harm, armor piercing, on them and yourself. So what happens is Soren catches you. Tell me, what is Penny hoping will happen, like consciously?
Like when Soren catches her, what is she hoping will happen?
When she is skimming those surface thoughts.
Right.
Is she doing this how intentional is this action?
I don't think it's intentional. I really don't. I think this is one of those things where like she doesn't realize that she has this power and she feels like overwhelmed right now, and so it's sort of just like whew.
What is Penny afraid of happening when she touches? She's avoided touching Soren.
Yeah. She is terrified that she's going to go right back into those visions. And that maybe she'll see more.
Yeah. Both of you. Time does something weird. The moment in between beats, extends uncomfortably. Everything is happening too fast for you to process, but agonizingly slowly. Penny, you can see every detail looking up of Sefer's coat, the delicate stitching along the lapel. And there's a moment where you notice how the angles of their coat kind of have this neat interplay that's kind of geometrically appealing with the angles of their face. You go to take a breath. You're you're stuck. The air won't come. You're trapped between heartbeats. Soren, you're trapped between heartbeats. Does your heart beat? Have you felt your heartbeat? You sprinted over here. Your binder always kind of cuts into your side, and it's not. What woke up in that morgue? Is it you? Your time comes back. Penny, you can take a breath. Soren, you kind of stumble a little bit, catching, but both of you mark one harm.
Yikes. Bummer.
And Penny, you can feel Soren's arms trembling. He doesn't drop you, but it definitely seems like he could. I think it also seems strange to Penny that Soren is able to hold her up because he isn't that big or that strong. He is 5'7" and lanky.
Yeah. Yeah, I think in that moment, Soren can probably also feel like that, like shiver of like, oh God, what just happened? And then this immediate like tensing, and then realizing Soren caught Penny. And then this like really minimal, just like shiver all through her of just terror. And then she'll sort of just like, oh, thank you.
Are you okay to stand?
I'm so, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. Could you just help me ask? What a silly, so silly. Thank you so much, Sefer, for the liver. I will eat it later. Grabs it. Is going to pinpoint focus on getting to the church.
Those of you who are standing outside, excuse me, is this the place for the meeting, the youth meeting? You see a very tall, very skinny, wearing a sundress and a big hat, big wide hat. Girl, very pale, very dark hair. Is this the place for the youth group meeting? For the you know, supernatural kids?
Yeah, yeah, this is the place.
Okay, good.
Hey, what's your name?
I am Katarina. Yes, Katarina. I am. Hi, Soren. I am big fan of yours. I was very happy to find out that you were going to be here. Uh,
Thank you. That's very kind of you.
um, should we go downstairs? Following um her.
And Soren kind of glances at Jerome and Sefer, and then just nods and says, "Yes, I think we should. I think."
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, Penny, where should we go?
I
Didn't
thought
I
Penny.
expect
Oh, she already go up ahead.
Yeah,
She's already went ahead.
I thought she
Right.
was like
I knew
had
she was
like
she was like
She's
in a
fine, yeah.
beeline and like focusing, but I thought we were still in a group. Okay, all right, no, that's fine. All right.
um you see, it is not hard to tell that Katerina is a vampire. She's got little teeth. Um, but she falls into step with you guys. She's like, uh, she's got like some like fidget toy that she's messing with. Um, it's a helicopter. Uh, and yeah, she's just like, I am really glad to see that there were like actually people outside. I was not sure I was going to the right place. I'm kind of new around here, so
I
I
can
mean,
oh,
understand that. I am as well, as you know.
not to like, I don't know, be too upfront about it, but all right, Katarina, are you a vampire?
Jerome, you can't just ask somebody if they are a vampire.
People keep telling me that. I don't get what the big deal is. I don't know.
I
Whatever.
mean, I've been told it's kind of rude.
All right. All right.
I mean, it's not. Yes, I am.
Cool. That's awesome. Welcome to town. How long have you been here?
Oh, I about 6 months, I think. We've been in town. We moved here, from uh, we moved here from Minnesota, and so yeah, it's pretty good.
Minnesota. Huh? I guess the weather's a lot different here during the summer.
Sure is. Way few like, w- w- yeah, it's very hot down here. It's kind of difficult, with the sun and all that. I can't actually. It's why I don't like. I don't know a lot of people because I can't like go to like high school because of the sun being a problem
Cool.
for me.
Yeah. Well, hopefully our little group here will be a good place for you to make some friends. So
I really hope that too. Thank you. What is your name?
yeah, I'm Jerome.
Oh, very
And
nice to meet you.
he like reaches out and like shakes hands.
Yeah, yeah. She shakes your hand and your name also. Looking at Sefer.
Oh yeah, yeah. Hey, I'm Sefer. Yeah, nice to meet you. And once again, does their sort of awkward, stiff-armed handshake motion that does not seem like it's extending out naturally from their body.
Hmm. And she shakes your hand and uh seems just very very pleased to be there. Though she sort of gives you kind of an odd look, Sefer. There's something uh calling it calculating is probably too big a term. It's definitely assessing. You are being
Mhm.
assessed.
Yeah.
Um but you guys go downstairs. The basement of the church is all done up in uh it's pretty classic. Uh, there are windows along the side. It's the basement of the church, but the church is kind of built into a hill a little bit. So there actually is there's like the handicap access ramp to get to the basement of the church is sort of cut alongside these big windows. So it is very light. There's still lots of natural light, though this late in the day, they're not letting in a ton of natural light, for which and the curtains are drawn, you assume, for uh, uh, Katrina's benefit. Um, and the floor is white, speckled linoleum. There are radiator heating and ceiling fans and a window unit air conditioner. It Down the hall, Penny, you know that down the hall is where like the bathrooms are, and then there's like a kitchen area back there where there's like they'll host like a soup kitchen sometimes. There's like a food pantry
Yeah,
for
there's
the
like a bunch of
community.
water bottles.
Yep.
On,
Yep.
on a scale of 1 to reliquary, how stale are the donuts?
Ooh, actually, one. The donuts here are all quite fresh and uh in a box. Penny, when you get into you go to the where do you go once you get inside? Like, this is your home turf.
Yeah,
You know
this is
where
my
everything
domain.
is. This is your domain.
Yes. Yes. Penny comes in and immediately goes to the pantry to grab some water bottles to sit by everybody's chairs. Or maybe to sit out on the, I'm assuming there are folding tables.
Yes, there's a folding
Yes.
table that is already out, but there's a case of water sitting on the folding table, but everything else is in the kitchen.
Okay, so I'll go back to the kitchen and I'll start getting like the crackers. Like I know where the
Mhm.
plate is that's supposed to be here with the donuts too, and I'll just start like breaking things out. And my goodness, I'm just gonna give her like also 1 second to drink some water and maybe like eat some Ritz bits or something.
Good, good. You mean the chicken livers didn't help?
You know
Uh,
what?
Boiled chicken liver. My God.
That's
Uh,
truly torturous.
yeah. Uh, the So as you're doing that, you see a kind of unfamiliar to you, but familiar in type person kind of walk in. He's a uh kind of middling height for a dude. So like maybe a hair under 6 feet. Uh with sort of like he's got frosted tips and is wearing right now he's wearing sunglasses. He does not have a chin strap beard, thank God.
No, it's a soul patch.
He
Right.
does not, no soul patch, no facial hair. uh he is wearing board shorts and a collared t-shirt. uh and he has a name tag that says, "Hi, I'm Matt," on it. And he comes out holding a box of uh, a box of donuts. Uh, and
Sefer immediately makes a beeline to the donuts when they are set out and begins deeply contemplating which one has the most geometrically optimal distribution of sprinkles, which is the one that they will ultimately choose to eat.
excellent, perfect. Um, Before they go out into the room, though, Matt looks at Penny and says, Oh, hi, you're Penny Grimpley. Yeah?
Yeah. Yes. Hi. Hello. It's nice to meet you.
It's really nice to meet you. I was really hoping I would be able to meet you sort of like before we started. I'm Matt. I'll be co-leading this with you.
Oh, so cool. It's nice to meet you, Matt. Stick out her hand
And
and do a nice
did
little.
shake hands. He says, um, yeah, I kind of got pulled away last minute last weekend. I was going to try to meet you in church, but
Yeah.
just
Oh,
didn't work out.
that's okay. So, do you know Father Franklin, or do you know Youth Pastor Sam, or do you know where are you from?
I'm from the Eastern Shore, and
So
I
cool.
have
Wow.
I've known Youth Pastor Sam for a while. Father Franklin is cool. Uh,
Yeah.
and yeah, they asked me to co-lead this, and I'm really excited to be here. So, like I said, it's really nice to meet you.
Yeah. Oh, it's nice to meet you too.
So
I'm
I
sure we
was
have a lot to talk about.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. But first, so I was thinking um, that we would obviously start with a prayer and then like introductions. Did you have anything that you wanted to kind of address first in our first meeting? Like,
Oh, I was thinking maybe some like icebreaker games, like zip zap zap or something. Two truths and a lie.
ooh, I
Something
love two
fun.
truths and a lie. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, I've been thinking
Oh,
about mine all day. It's like, do I wear nail polish or do I, never eat turkey?
I love it. I love it. Absolutely. Um, hey, uh, let's get these donuts out there and you know, let's meet everybody. I'm really looking forward to it.
Right?
Um, you go back into the room. A couple other people have filtered in. Katerina sort of stands there looking longingly at the donuts. Sefer, you determine that the Baltimore Orioles promotional orange and black donut has the best proportion of sprinkles. Uh, the Baltimore Orioles are actually a multiversal constant. They always exist and they always suck. It
Mhm.
is known. Uh, the uh, yeah, so he comes, brings out the donuts. As I said, a couple other people have come in. There's a little stack of like, "Hi, my name is," uh, tags for everybody. Um, uh, and you Chicory comes in looking, as she always does, regal. And she like nods and winks at you, Jerome. Um, you see another very young, like a young teen comes in, so like probably 12 years old comes in. Uh, and uh, another like high schooler comes in who you may have seen around at school. Uh, and Matt sort of like, and then you see a girl with sort of curly dark hair come in, take a name tag that says Imogen on it, and they go and sit down in the kind of like away from the circle, and kind of take out a notepad. Uh, Matt kind of looks around and says, "Yeah, so it looks like we're almost all here. Great to meet everybody. Um, I'm really, I feel really blessed. I feel really honored to be here, to be in this group. our community has not has basically never been respected by the church. So this is a fantastic time for us to actually all get together and, actually be part of this community, this broader life community, this broader church community. I am just so grateful that I've been given the opportunity to be here. With that, I thought he pulls out a little book and like a little book of common prayer, which I'm aware that the Catholics don't have, but uh, the and starts says, I thought we would open up with a prayer just to get started. So if we all want to like get in a circle, and he begins, Almighty God, we thank you for, and suddenly the door slams open. And in sweeps more regal than Chicory, more highly made up and composed than Soren, more boiling with some hidden anger than anyone you have ever seen in your life is singer and pop sensation Danny Mia Moore.
Of course.
Typing furiously on a BlackBerry. Fine, I'm here. I guess we can get started now so we can finish on time. I have places to be, people. And behind her, somebody says, Cassie, doesn't have to be like this. Don't be like that. I will be however I want. This is stupid.
Woo!
This guy knows. Matt sort of stops and is just like, it's good to see you. Do you want me to call you Danny? Do you want me to call you Cassie? What's the best? Whatever. I don't want to be here. He's going to like look sort of like glance at Penny like, can you save this? I am.
Yeah. Hi. Hey, hi. Hey. Did you want to get into the circle with us? We were just about to pray. And Penny will like hold out her hand, shaking so furiously.
You see, she looks up, looks at you, one eyebrow raised, and she's about to say something. And then you see her eyes flicker over to the person sitting in the corner. And then she sort of, I'm sorry. I'm being rude. Of course. I will sit in the circle. You were saying, priest man? And she sits, and behind her, somebody else comes in who smaller, meeker, similarly like made up, and wearing clothes that are of similarly fine make, like of sort of like branded clothes, but is nowhere near as like obviously I am trying to make a scene. Um, and she says, "I'm sorry about that, everybody. Don't apologize for me." And Matt sort of goes, "Cool, cool, cool." He finishes his prayer and Malchus, you can't stop me. Uh, the and he said, "Why don't we go around the circle and we'll introduce ourselves, and we can kind of talk about what we hope is going to happen here. My name is Matt. Like I said, I was telling Penny before. I'm from I'm from like a little town on the eastern shore of Maryland, and uh, I actually have a contracted relationship with I work for the Spirit of the Chesapeake Bay. That's what I do. That's my thing. Uh and yeah, so I've been working for the church for about 10 years now. And I am really excited to be here. Uh, uh, this is my co-leader. He gestures to you, Penny. Penny, you wanna introduce yourself? Oh, and nobody
Yeah.
feel like you have to. I'll tell you what I've got going on, but nobody should feel like you have to reveal if you don't want to your uh uh your background, your supernatural background if you don't want to. That's that's all fine. Anyway, Penny, please introduce yourself.
Sure. Thank you very much, Matt. And most of you guys know me already, but I'm Penny, and I'm the junior youth leader for this. And I'm so excited to help us all build a community around acceptance and kindness and devotion and faith. And um, and that's it about me. That's it about me.
And next to you is Chicory, who introduces herself. Hi, I'm Chicory. My Obviously, I'm a changeling. Um, and yeah, I'm really excited to be here with the supernatural youth leaders of tomorrow. I think we're gonna do great work together. Uh, Jerome, I think you are sitting next to Chicory.
Yeah. Hey, everyone. Um, I'm Jerome. Y'all notice his name tag. He actually thought it'd be fine to fill it out as Dusty. Yeah. I don't know. I guess. I guess I'm here because my patrons sent Magorath, and my parents thought it'd be a good idea for me to be here. So, yep.
You see Cassie like glance up at you and like again giving you a another assessing, like a reassessing look. Uh Next sitting there is the 12-year-old who's kind of like kicking his heels. Hey, I'm Boris. Ah, My parents caught me casting some spells on the radio, so I'm here to learn about why you shouldn't do that, I think. Shouldn't use magic to change the radio station, even if it's playing bad music. That's me. Sefer, you are next in the circle.
Hey everybody. Hey, I'm Sefer. Just Sefer is fine. Um, I live with Father Chapek and Sister Wolston. I mean, honestly, I'd rather not say kind of like what my whole deal is. Just speaking from a place of personal opinion, I thought that the penultimate track on the album, "Mi Amor Mi Vendetta," was a really underrated use of the Pythagorean comma in music theory.
I'm so glad you think so. No, most people don't think about how much work goes into pop music. I'm really glad there's somebody out there who's listening uh, with a really focused ear. Um, uh, Katerina says, hello, I am Katerina. I am I just moved here from Minnesota. I am like I said, uh I am a big fan of yours, Soren, and I am also a big fan of yours, Danny. Cassie, Danny. And Yeah, so it is. I sometimes vampires, we can hide it. We cannot have the teeth, but I have not figured out how to make that not be happening. So one day I will be able to, like you, Sefer, stand and say, like, I would like not to say what I am, but now everybody is knowing. Everybody is knowing. It is it's a pain in the ass. Can I say pain in the ass here? She looks over at Penny and Matt.
Uh, this is a house of God, so I feel like no.
Okay, sorry. I'll watch my mouth.
That's okay.
Soren.
And Soren first looks over at Katerina and says, I'm sure, all used words like that at some point. I'm sure nobody would fault you for that. And then realizing that all eyes are on him, says, I'm Soren Augustin, he, him pronouns. I am temporarily here, and attending this group was something that I felt was important to do. I am a saint. I do not know how long I will be in Maryland, but I am happy to have this opportunity to spend with all of you wonderful people. I look forward to getting to know those of you I don't know and getting to know those of you that I do know more fully.
The person in the corner sort of briefly speaks up. I'm Imogen. I'm here from the archive. Sits back down. And Danny looks at the girl who she came with and says, "Do you want to go first or should I?" And she's like, don't, Danny, don't, Cassie. And Cassie says, "I am Cassandra Davis, and my parents promised my soul to a demon when I was like 2. So here I am. Isn't that fun? We all get to have that." The person who is apparently her sister, they have a very there's an obvious sibling dynamic going on. It's just like, "Oh, don't be so dramatic." And she's like, "I'm not being dramatic, it's the truth." So yeah, that's why I'm here. Matt's like, "Okay, all right.
Great. Should we play Zip Zap Zop now, or should we wait for that?
You know," he laughs and he's like, "Yeah, I think one of the things that a lot of people out in the world don't know how few of us chose what we are, how many of us took a raw deal or were children when we made the decisions that we made. And we didn't choose to be part of this world, but we're here now. And it's kind of important that we make the best of it as much as we can." So yeah, if what I hope here is that we can get to a place where we all trust one another enough that we don't have to use our shit. Excuse me, I'm sorry, Penny. I know this is a house of God. This is your space. Sorry.
And Soren looks at Katarina and says, "See?"
To get to a place where our stuff is something that we don't have to either be ashamed of or feel like we have to use it as a cudgel when we walk into a room to try to embarrass or shame other people. And Danny looks for a second actually a little bit like not ashamed, but kind of taken aback that somebody called her out so exactly. So yeah, let's play Zip Zap Zop. I think that's what the human youth groups would do. So why don't we do that? So the youth group, you play Zip Zap Zop, which I'm gonna be fully honest, I don't actually know what that is.
Okay, everybody, so we all stand up together and okay. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
It's an improv game. We don't need to play it. It's fine.
Awesome. So actually, can you explain Zip Zap Zop so everybody has a really good image, especially if it's a game that involves a lot of flapping of limbs, because I want everyone to have a really good image of Sefer doing that.
Okay, so here's Zip Zap Zop. So you all stand around in a circle and you are passing the clap. Okay, so if you're going to the left, it's Zip. If you're going to the right, it's Zap. And if you're going anywhere else across the circle, it's Zop. Okay, so Zip, zap, zap. All right. And you have to make eye contact with whoever you're passing to. And if they mess up the direction that they're going in and it doesn't, match with the word that they're saying, oh boy, then that's just like so much fun. And then we got to restart. Yeah. Everybody understand? Great.
Do we have to play this?
Come on, it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Ooh, Penny's so hurt.
I mean, okay. All right, for Penny.
Thanks.
Okay. So you guys play Zip Zap Zop, and at a certain point, Chicory is starting to eye you, Jerome. You play Zip Zap Zop. You play. You do not play Two Truths and a Lie because you do not play Two Truths and a Lie. Do you? Do you do anything to disrupt the group, Jerome?
No, not yet. No. I think he's bearing with it, but mostly because he's friends with Penny. But he's obviously not into it. Like, Jerome sees this as more church hypocrisy, and he's just not into this. But he's there because it might be valuable. So he doesn't stop it. He wants it to keep going, but he doesn't enjoy it.
Okay. So at a certain point, you stop playing Zip Zap Zop. You don't play Two Truths and a Lie, but you do play. You play like a couple like name alphabet games where you like name your favorite food, name like a food you really like that starts with the letter of your name, stuff like that. Uh, at some point, he does do the inevitable thing, and he brings out a guitar.
But is
And
it Sam's guitar or is it his guitar?
it is Sam's guitar.
It's Sam's guitar. Yeah, it's fully Sam's guitar.
It's fully Sam's guitar.
Okay, good.
And he says, "So Sam, let me borrow this. I know we have, Danny here, and you're like a professional, but I thought we would sing some praise songs, like just it's our first day, and he starts playing This Little Light of Mine, and is like, I think do we all know this one? Do we all uh this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, and starts trying to kind of get the energy up. Who's singing and who is decidedly not singing?
Singing.
Soren is singing.
Not singing.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Penny's so into this.
Penny is so singing. Sefer?
Sefer is vocalizing.
Do you know the word? Do you he like will hand out a little like lyrics sheet, but how can you follow music?
Not particularly well.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, like Heather said, you're saying the words.
Yeah.
Danny is singing. Her sister is singing. Boris is not. Katerina is not. She's sort of like swaying back and forth, and every so often like mouthing the words. Imogen in the corner is sort of very softly singing almost to themselves. Chicory is mouthing the words, but now just staring at Jerome. The song finally ends, and Matt has a little closing prayer for everybody. After you guys have, you like you said, we played a couple little improv games. You've done mostly introductions. You sang a little praise song, and now he says, "I think what I'd like to talk about next time we meet uh, is how do we see the work of God in our day to day lives as people, as supernatural entities? How do we all see the workings of God in our lives?" Uh, Penny, do you have anything to add? Anything to add to our first group?
Oh, I think it's really helpful to close with gratitude for each other, for being present in this moment, for being honest in the ways that we can, uh, and obviously gratitude for our God.
Does anybody else have anything that you wanna say? I want to open up the floor. Like, what are you guys hoping to get out of this? What are you guys, hoping that this doesn't become? What are we after? Uh, uh, Boris is just like, I just hope this doesn't become like, you know, another class that I have to go to. Do any of you guys have something to say?
I mean, I don't know. It might be more fun if we didn't maybe sing or pray as much. I'm just saying.
Well, I'm gonna have to. I can feel you on the singing there. I am not as good as Sam. Uh, but it's church, it's a youth group. There's gonna be. I can't promise you no prayer, Jerome. Uh,
It was worth a shot, I guess.
I guess. I guess.
Soren looks a little disappointed when Jerome brings up the no songs and prayer, as that was probably the most relaxed he looked the entire group. But he does look at Matt and just says, I just wanted to thank you for creating such a welcoming and supportive environment.
Thank you, Soren. I am really happy to be here. We thank God for the many blessings before us, for the blessings of our company, uh, and for that our time together. We pray that our time together will be fruitful and beneficial to everyone. Uh, your folks should be here to pick you up whenever. Feel free to hang out, chit chat, and I'll be here to answer any questions you might have. Uh, you know, and otherwise, I will see you all next Wednesday. and you all can filter out or stay and talk to Matt. Dusty appears to have broken in somehow and is like sitting in the kitchen staring at a open bag of hot dog buns that's on top of the refrigerator.
Jerome didn't eat, but he did grab Dusty a donut. Absolutely. So
Yeah, Dusty, like it's gone in an instant. You
yeah.
It inhales it.
Jerome also goes to seek out Chicory.
Chicory is standing outside looking kind of pissed.
Hey, no, I know. Look, you can't just like interrupt things in the middle of it. That's not like
That's
what I was
literally what an
going for.
interruption is.
Yeah,
That's literally
yeah.
what an interruption is.
Yeah. Now look, I'm working on getting you out of it. I didn't think that was the best way to do it. I know Penny. She's one of the co-leaders. I'm talking to her. I'm setting up a meeting with Father Franklin. Like, things are in the works. I'm doing it, but you got to trust me here. I think this will be a better way than interrupting the whole thing in the midst of it. So, give me a little bit of time. I can't just. It's not a switch, you know.
You're a lot more bureaucratic than I thought you would be.
Look, I just like getting things done. And I found out when I was young, in elementary school, if you just yell and scream, nobody pays attention. So you get things done in a different way. It's fine. It'll be all right.
Interesting. All right. I'll wait.
All
Not
right.
forever. I don't want to have to. Listen to me. I don't want to have to go to 3 of these.
All right.
You've got 2 weeks to get me out of this. And if not, I'm going to consider our deal broken.
I get it. Hey, you're going to Matt's party, Mike's party.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to that party. I kind of gotta. But yeah, are you going?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Good. Maybe it won't suck completely.
Yeah.
He's so boring. He's so boring.
Yeah, I can see that. But he asked me to get some stuff for him that'll probably help liven things up. So we'll see. Maybe it'll be funny.
Interesting. Very cool. Well, I am really I'm kind of looking forward to that now. Great. So guess I'll see you at lunch tomorrow.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, give me a little time, but I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. And she sort of goes and gets in a big black SUV with fully tinted windows rolls up, and she gets into the back of it, and drives off.
There.
Does everybody going home? Is anybody talking to anybody else? Anybody sort of, how's everybody wrapping up their evening?
Is Danny hanging around, or did she take off immediately?
She is she's still hanging around. She took off immediately, but now is sort of stuck waiting in the parking lot, and her sister is standing there just trying to they're having an argument. And so her sister just sort of throws her hands in the air and sort of stomps off.
I guess Jerome sees that and walks over. Hey, so demonic possession at 2, huh? That sucks.
Sure does. And she lights up a cigarette.
Oh. So which demon?
You probably wouldn't know them.
Yeah, probably not, right?
They're they're kind of a lot. But yeah, how about you? You said a Centauramath, huh?
Yeah,
Addiction.
yeah. So that's not so he's not your guy, huh?
Not my guy,
Yeah,
despite the,
yeah.
I guess he's
All
kind of my guy, but not really.
right. All right. Cool. Yep. No, he's all right. He's I don't know. He's fun, right? So
I've never met him, honestly. It's not like we run in similar circles. Well, that's not true. Our parents won't let us run in similar circles, which is probably for the best, I think, honestly. Um, but yeah, so how does that work? You're like a kid. How do you even get in with
I know, right?
addiction?
Yeah. No, my parents too. So
Hmm.
that's how that all worked. So I
Yeah.
was too young to remember, but he shakes the bottle. He's like, yeah, Adderall.
Mm.
And if you ever want any, let me know.
Okay. Cool. I will absolutely do that. Hey, what's your phone number?
Yeah, he exchanges. So
Cool.
yeah,
Cool. Uh,
yeah. Just let me know. I'm around. I don't know how your I don't know how your demon does things, but if you want to come down to the parties that Ace throws once a month, let me know. And you know, if I ever run into your patron, what did you say their name was?
I didn't.
Oh yeah, cool.
Uh, I don't think you'll be running into them there. Don't worry. Uh, they don't share. So, but that sounds really cool. And you know what? Uh, I think I'll probably see you around. Have a have a really great evening.
Yeah, cool.
Um, another car comes rolling up. Actually, the same kind of SUV, this one without the tinted windows. Uh, but another like a contract car comes rolling up, and she gets in. She and her sister get in. Uh, and yeah,
So yeah, I guess, and after that, then Jerome would go and find Penny. He didn't do much at the actual social thing, but this is more the after social thing. So yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
this is your
Penny's
zone.
absolutely like she's putting everything back into the kitchen. She's folding up the folding table. She's stacking all the chairs.
Matt is in
Soren
there
is trying to
also
help
doing.
as well. I
Oh,
mean, he's keeping his distance from
Great.
Penny, but he is trying to help.
Great.
awesome. Matt is in there as well, also kind of putting things away. Um, and
I'll
yeah,
say Jerome chills out off to the side, maybe with like if Dusty's still around, like petting him or whatever. He's gonna wait until Matt kind of clears out. He's not a big fan, so
yeah. Matt is not there the whole time. He, if you guys are in the sort of like the sitting area, he goes off into the kitchen, which is far enough removed that you can like hear voices, but you can't really follow conversations unless he does have some kind of supernatural senses tuned to you. Um, but he probably is not listening.
all right, cool. Yeah. Hey, Penny. Uh, that went pretty well, right? Seemed like
Uh,
you're having a lot of fun. So,
yeah, yeah, was the goal to have fun? Yeah, I
I
guess.
mean, isn't it always right? If it doesn't bring
Yeah,
you joy, I don't know why you'd want to do it, right? So the church must bring you a lot of. It must be a lot of fun.
Oh boy, yeah, no, yes, no, yes, absolutely. The church brings me so much joy, and it's only joy, right? It's only joy that comes from the church for me. It's not. It's only yes.
He sees the stress,
Yes.
and Jerome loves it. So
Whew. Great. Jerome loves it. Great.
and so long as
Jerome's
so long
so
as
fucking Satanist.
your stress is related to the church, and he likes that association. So yeah.
Yeah. Whew.
So like, do you think we could talk to Father Franklin pretty soon about
Oh,
chicory? Like I was saying, I'm just kind of looking out for her. I feel
yeah,
bad.
no, I know. Yes, of course. Yeah, of course. You know what, Jerome? Oh gosh. Yeah. Had so much going on recently.
I mean,
Can we like talk outside?
yeah, no, whenever you're done, no rush at all. Rush at all.
Yeah. Just gonna and
Cool.
on out. Um whew.
So what's up? Like,
So
you seem kind of stressed out.
do I? That's so funny. I gotta be real honest, Jerome. Things have been a little hinky for me.
Yeah.
I just haven't been sleeping,
Oh, that
and
sucks.
my thoughts aren't my own anymore, and I can't control when I pass out.
Oh man,
And
yeah. No, I heard about the iron pills thing.
yeah,
That sucks. Hey,
Jerome, I've been taking my iron pills. I
I hear.
have.
Yeah, I heard. No, I know you're. You don't like the Adderall and the stuff that I'm taking. I know where you stand on that, but like, if you need help sleeping, I can get you something, and that wouldn't be like an addiction thing. It's just to help you sleep better, for your own good.
Please, yeah,
Yeah,
that would be great.
yeah. I'll try to. I'll get you something tomorrow. And my help. So,
Okay, tomorrow. Okay.
Does
um,
this does this qualify as a moment of intimacy? A moment of
oh,
emotional
So,
intimacy for Penny?
yeah, I think so.
What is your intimacy move?
Hold on. It's on the
It's on
bottom,
the
right?
yeah, it's on the first page of your sheet underneath
Oh,
your
it's
drama
all the way at the back.
moves.
There it is. Yeah. So when you share a moment of intimacy, physical or emotional, with another person, you gain a specific and clear vision about that person's future. And I can ask up to
oh.
3 questions about the vision.
Shit.
But I do have to mark a corruption for each. Yeah.
Fantastic. I think we are going to
Mhm.
start next session with that vision because we are at time for our first session of Thy Kingdom Come. And so we close backing away from this church built into a hill as everyone drives away and goes home. People having made some deals, having made some choices, having maybe learned a couple things about themselves, or maybe are left with more questions. Thank you all for being here, for watching along with us, and I look forward to continuing to run this game with all of you. As we sign out, would you guys like to tell us where people can find you?
Yes, I will start with Bedlam.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That is simple and straightforward. Brendan.
Also, right here for the most part, this is where I do most of my stuff. The exception of if you would like to learn more about games that I do run off stream, you can email me at creative.catacombs@gmail.com.
Incredible. I am next. Here as well. In fact, you will find me back here in just about 3 hours for Season of Secrets and Shadows. And you can follow me on Twitter at JD, not Jason Dean, for everything that I am doing, which is way too much. It's fine. And Katie.
Yeah. Right. You can find me on Twitter or our Discord at pager2266. And otherwise, you can find me here and probably in another game I cannot for the life of me remember. It's been chaos.
And last but not least, Stella.
You can always find me on Live from the Apocalypse. I am in the Discord. And I am one of the admins for Live from the Apocalypse. So if you have any questions about what we do, what we stand for, what we're about, feel free to sign on to the Discord and ask. You will see me back here next Friday, and I really am looking forward to it. All right, say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye,
We'll be
everybody.
setting up a raid.
Bye.
So everybody stay on if you are able to as we go raid Mana Pot Studios.
Ooh.